What up, everybody? Nobody yet, but nobody yet, but maybe we'll have another late night, great night. That's what we want right now. We want a late night, great night of debates. That's 11. Just waiting for the amazing TikTok to start pumping me out again. Doing a little research. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Jesse World. I don't know them. Anyway, what's up? What's up? Just fired up the live on this latest shit on this unholy hour here. We are looking for some Christian debates as usual, some civil ones. I ain't trying to talk to insane people. I do, but they don't get serious debates. I just give them the debate they deserve. That's what I do here. And I'm just straightening out my pooter here while I'm waiting on the TikTok to pump me out to the entire world. Just fired up the old live. How amazing is TikTok, though, that you can just turn it on at pretty much any hour and it's going to set you up with some folks to listen to you here, even if it's only a few. That's all I need. And let's see, get my stuff squared away for today's topics here. Tonight's, whatever this is. It's not Sunday anymore. It's Sunday night, but it's not Sunday anymore. So give me just a second. I'm sure my Wi-Fi is slightly low right here. I don't know why though. I'm real close to my router right now. Anyway, finally, good Lord, TikTok's taking its sweet time tonight. Never seen anybody here. Show, that's funny. Sometimes I can sit here all night and just watch people's names roll by here. Just watch people's names. It's crazy, man. Don't tell me I already got somebody to. Well, I got two at once, but let's grab the first one here and see what's up. Let's see what's up with Danger. Danger! You there?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I ain't got my thing on. Sorry, man. 1 second. Thought my thing was on, but I heard it pop up. All right, you there, man? You over 18?
Yeah.
You are over 18?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Are you one of the Christians?
Yeah, I'm Christian.
Cool, man. So why would you be a Christian and worship such a horrible deity?
I don't see how God is horrible.
Well, it just does horrible things. At least what I think, anyway. Seems horrible
What
to
did
me.
he do?
He unalives David and Bathsheba's infant son. He slaughters the Amalekites and their children for crimes that people 400 years before that were responsible for, not them. You know, just stuff like that. Clearly unjust and unloving.
But do you know who the Amalekites were?
Yeah.
So what were they?
They were just a people group in Canaan, and the Israelites were promised their land and tried to take it, so the Amalekites defended their land and they actually lost the war.
But do you know what they did to begin with?
They did what?
Do you know what they did to begin with?
To begin with?
Yeah.
Yeah, they lost the war against Israel after the Exodus.
Before the war, they slaughtered innocent children in Israel.
Really? Where does it say that?
Read it. Search it up if you can.
Read it where? Tell me the chapter and verse.
Search it up on the internet.
Search it up on the internet? Well, I'll tell you what. You know that it says why God is punishing the Amalekites there, right?
Yeah,
So why does it say God is punishing them?
because
What? You there?
yeah,
You know it says why God punishes the Amalekites, right?
yeah,
Are you aware that it doesn't say it was because they were unaliving babies?
yeah.
So if you're aware of that, then are you just being a troll right now or something?
No,
No. All right.
no.
I don't know why people waste time with that kind of stuff. I'd much rather be. It is funny sometimes, but I'd rather be actually talking to somebody and not wasting my breath on people just trying to be funny. Which I get it though. It's cool. It's cool. It's fair game. Fair game. All right, CC. We got somebody else here apparently.
Hello?
CC, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up?
Awesome. Are you over 18?
I am.
Are you one of the Christians?
I do happen to be a Christian, yes.
Oh, cool, cool. Well, you're a person I was looking to talk to here and not
Yes.
Christian trolls.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Miss CC. So, why would you worship a horrible deity like Yahweh?
So, I heard why you said you believe that Yahweh is an evil entity.
Right.
But my okay, words are really hard. I'm so sorry.
It's
I'm
okay.
nervous.
Take
I
your
don't.
time. Say whatever you want. I ain't trying
Yeah.
to put nobody on the spot or nothing like that for
Yeah.
real.
So, the thing is, Jesus, God was punishing the people groups, right? And that you just mentioned. Okay, the Bible doesn't.
Amalekites.
Yes.
Huh.
Yes, it says that they were punished. The Bible specifically describes in history like what they're being punished for. I think the last person had it wrong. But they were
I think
what
he
they
was
were
just being a
doing.
troll, but
A little. But what they were doing is true. It's backed up by other historical texts that they were slaughtering children in Israel. So even if it's
okay.
not
Well, where's
stated,
that at in the Bible? Show me where I can read that.
even if it's not stated in the Bible directly, it is backed up
Oh,
by
it's not.
history.
It's not in there.
It is backed up by history. The Bible is
Oh,
a
okay.
historical document that can be backed up by other historical texts.
I agree sometimes, yeah. So, what
So
about the reason that the Bible does give for this genocide?
I personally haven't read it. I'm still doing I'm still reading my Bible. I haven't fully read it through 100%. I'm
You
going to
want
be
me to read
honest
it
with
to you?
you.
It's only a sentence or two. It explains why.
Sure. I'll listen.
Yeah, it says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, I will punish the Amalekites for what they did in opposing the Israelites when they came up out of Egypt." It says, "Now go and attack the Amalek and utterly destroy all that they have. Do not spare them, but unalive both man and woman, child and infant, ox and sheep, camel and donkey." So
So
God is having them slaughtered because they oppose the Israelites, right?
okay, so what is the context of the opposition? What did they do in previous verses that opposed the Israelites? Where is the context behind it?
They tried to stop the Israelites from taking their homeland, so they fought them in a war which they actually lost. So apparently they're being punished for a war that they lost here 400 years prior.
I'm sorry, can you
You
explain that
think
one
it's
more
right to
time?
punish people 400 years later for stuff other people 400 years prior did?
I think crime should be punished, period, whether or not it's late or early.
Yeah, but shouldn't you punish the person who actually did these crimes?
I don't think either party is innocent in this case, and the Israelites were punished. They were punished by 40 years
It's
in the
straight up
wilderness.
saying that they're being punished for something people 400 years before this did. So, unless you're going to tell me that it's just to punish people for other people's crimes, then this is
They
the exact opposite
the
of the definition of justice.
problem is they both committed crimes, and the Israelites were punished with 40 years in the
Doesn't say
wilderness.
that. Doesn't say that.
It does in other context, in other
Yeah, but you
chapters
can't
where
tell
it
me
talks
none of the
about the
other
exact same
context.
thing. Just because I don't know the exact verse or the chapter doesn't mean it's not in the Bible. There is
It
context.
doesn't mean it is either. You have to be able to tell me. That's what these debates are about. If you're going to
I'm
claim it
sorry,
says
I
something, you
can't
should
quote
probably be able to show it to
the
me.
entire Bible, and I apologize that I'm not perfect.
That's okay. You don't have to know the whole Bible, but if you're going to make a claim like that, then I would expect you could at least point me in the general direction to support what you're saying.
I mean, earlier in the Old Testament, the Old Testament books go through the history of Israel, right? So if you find somewhere in the Old Testament where it is talking about Israel, specifically, let's say like when they're leaving Egypt, right? If you can
Right.
find the verses, the books that talk about where they're leaving Egypt, right? You can find the context around it.
Right, we
I just
already know what that says about the Amalekites, though.
like what? What does it say?
It says they lost a war in opposing Israel after the Exodus, right? So
Where?
in Exodus.
Can you read it?
Yeah, just a second. Let me pull this.
Okay.
Crap, I lost my tab. Sorry,
Yeah,
2
you're fine.
seconds.
You're fine. Take your time. It's okay. I'm not. If I sound like I'm being rude or something, I'm really not trying to. I have autism. I'm like genuinely trying to be
No, it's
respectful.
all good. It's all good. Don't worry. You can be rude anyway. It don't
No,
bother me.
no, no.
People
That's
are
not
rude to
right.
me all
That's
the
not
time.
right.
I'm used to it.
I won't be rude. That's not right.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. It comes with the territory.
Yeah, I get you.
Oops.
So, what made you an atheist? If you can answer while
The Bible.
you're typing.
The Bible did.
How so?
It's not true.
What about it is not true?
A whole bunch of stuff. Like pretty much everything the New Testament says about the Old Testament isn't true. It says Jesus fulfilled a bunch of prophecy that he actually didn't fulfill, and it's
Like what?
crazy how easy it is. Like all of them. Like name a prophecy that Jesus fulfilled, and I'll show you that he didn't actually
Okay, so
fulfill
in Isaiah it says a child will be born to a virgin, and that he will
it. Is that what
be.
it says?
It does. The Bible. Well, words are hard. In Isaiah, it says a child will be born to a virgin. 500 years later, Jesus was born to a virgin, Mary.
Yeah, that's from Isaiah 7:14, and this says, "Look, the young
And that's a
woman is
prophecy.
with child." It says, "Look, the young woman is with child, and shall bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel."
And that is
Did you hear the
prophecy.
word virgin in there?
No, but it says should be born to a I apologize. I concede on the virgin part. I do apologize on that. It does
Well,
say.
some versions do say virgin, but the actual Hebrew doesn't say that. So
Right. Well,
I'll give you a 1 point.
it's just language. Language evolves.
Yeah.
So translations
Well,
are
do you
going
know
to
what
change.
Isaiah 7's actually about? When this prophecy about this child that's supposed to be born, do you know what the actual context of the story is?
What do you think it is?
I know what it is. I don't think it's
What is
anything.
it?
I know exactly what it's about. It's a prophecy about a war.
Is all of the Bible about a war? I'm
A lot
sorry,
of
you
it
just
is.
bring it up a lot. I'm not sure that's exactly what it's about. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be real with you.
Really?
Yeah,
You want to bet?
I don't bet. I'm not a betting person.
Oh, well, I'll bet my soul right now that I know that it's about a war and it has nothing to do with Jesus or coming Messiahs.
And I truly pray if it's okay. Like, I truly pray for you. I don't think betting your soul is an appropriate thing. I think everybody has an opportunity for redemption, even if you're, doing the things you do. I don't want to tell you that you're doomed to hell.
Oh, well, the Bible told me that.
Well,
You
actively.
don't have to. The Bible's pretty clear on these things.
So actively right now, by denying Christ willfully, you are dooming yourself to hell, right? Every
I'm
single
not. It's
person
completely made up.
Every single person does that, though. That's the problem. I've doomed myself to hell by sinning, right? The thing is,
Right,
I've
but the
accepted.
problem is the Bible doesn't even know what the New Testament doesn't even know what a Messiah is. Do
What
you
do
know
you
what a
mean?
Messiah is?
What a Messiah is?
Yeah, Jesus is supposedly a Messiah. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Okay, what's a Messiah?
The promised deliverer to the Jews?
Incorrect.
What do you mean? Literally, okay, if you look up the definition, it'll say the promised deliverer of the Jewish nation
Nope.
prophesied in the Hebrew Bible.
Messiah, the Hebrew word for Messiah is Mashiach, and all that means is an anointed one. Do you know who gets anointed in the Bible, the Old Testament? Just kings and priests, that's it.
Jesus was baptized. That's an anointing by John the Baptist.
That's not. Oil is anointings when you have oil smeared on your head. That's what the word anointed
They
means. It means
mean
oil smearing.
okay, they mean the same thing.
So why would you think Jesus is a Messiah?
1 second.
Well, I know why you think that. The New Testament or whoever has fooled you into thinking this. Do you know if you actually follow the Old Testament, you can't be saved by the Old Testament God because you're breaking his laws?
So the Old Testament covenant was broken when Jesus died and rose on the cross and created a new covenant through his blood. That was shown on the Last
Also
Supper.
incorrect.
This is not incorrect. This is in the Last
It
Supper.
is
He said,
incorrect.
"I am creating a new covenant. This is my blood. This is my body."
I know, but that's the New Testament lying about the Old Testament again. That's one of my subjects here. You see in my thing where it says the New Testament hijacked the Old Testament?
It didn't hijack it. It
Oh, it did.
created a new covenant. That's not
It
hijacking.
didn't. There's already a new covenant in the Old Testament. You know that, right?
Where?
In Jeremiah 31. And in
Read it.
Isaiah.
What is the context behind Jeremiah 31?
The Babylonian captivity.
And how does that create a new covenant?
Because God is punishing them by putting them in this captivity. He says he has Nebuchadnezzar destroy Jerusalem and Israel. It's going to be laid to waste. It's going to be uninhabited. It's going to be a wasteland of horror. So they're put in the captivity in Babylon for 70 years. But after the 70 years, God promises them that he's going to restore them to greatness. And the whole world is going to come to Yahweh through this restoration. And it says all this explicitly.
Yeah, Jeremiah 31, a hope
actually
for
read it.
restoration.
Yep. Oh, you got a Bible in front of you?
Yeah, I actually have my Bible open.
Oh, perfect. You want to read, let's see. Read verse 30 for me in Jeremiah 31.
All the people will die for their own sins. Those who eat the sour grapes will be ones whose mouths will pucker. So there's a lot of context. You can't cherry pick. Okay, and I'm not
cherry picking anything. I know
But you-
exactly what this context is, and I can back it up with actual scripture, all of it, 100%.
sure.
So when it says all shall die for their own sins right before this new covenant, what do you think that means?
What it says.
Exactly. So how can Jesus die for everybody's sins if in the new covenant that's formed here, it says each will die for their own
That
sins?
wasn't a new covenant formed.
It was. It explicitly says this.
Can you read it?
Yeah, let's just read it. So right after verse 30, the new covenant actually starts on verse 31. So listen real close here. It says, "The days are surely coming, says the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah." So
That is
it's clearly
referring-
saying there's a new covenant coming, right?
Yeah, that it says there will be a day where a new covenant comes, right? Right?
Yep.
And that is referring to the covenant that Jesus created when he broke the bread and said, "Do this
Okay,
in
show me where it
remembrance of
says
me."
that in Jeremiah 31 here.
It doesn't have to say that explicitly. You
I
can
know
read,
it
you
doesn't
can
say
read and
that.
get the.
You're making stuff up and applying it to scripture that it's not
But
there.
I'm not.
This is
I'm
the
not
problem.
making it up at all.
You are. It doesn't say that. You just said it's not in there.
No, it says the day is coming when I will make a new covenant with the
totally
people of
different
Israel and
book,
Judah.
in a
This
totally
covenant will not be like
different
one This covenant will not be like one I made with their ancestors when I took them by the hand and brought them out of the land of Egypt. They broke that covenant, though I loved them as a husband loves his wife. But this new covenant I will make with the people of Israel after those days, says the Lord. I will
After
put
what
my
days?
instructions deep within them. I will write them on their hearts. I will be their God, and they will be my people. Okay, I could.
And I will forgive their iniquity and remember their sins no more. That's the end of
Correct.
Yep.
Yes.
So what days is it talking about? It says after those days. Do you know what days it's talking about?
Do you?
Yes.
What days?
The Babylonian captivity, the 70-year exile.
But you
That's
can't put a
all
timeline
this
on it.
is
Where does
talking
it say that
about.
exactly?
Literally, you can. It says it over and over and over again, actually. That's
I
what's
don't
so
think
wild about arguing with Christians about what this says, because it literally tells you all this stuff verbatim a lot.
I feel I think you're very misled. You cannot put a timeline on this.
Maybe I am. You can show me why, but you're going to have to do a lot better job than what you're doing right now.
It's also 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry. I've been awake forever.
I understand.
I literally just got off a
But would you rather
24-hour
come back
shift.
when you're a little better slept?
Yeah, and I could do some research too.
Yeah, please do, because this is a crazy argument.
Sure. Yeah. I'd love to do some research on this.
Yeah,
Is
well,
it
let me read
cool?
you something from chapter 25 of Jeremiah real quick, and then we'll flip on. It says, "This whole land shall become a ruin and a waste." Remember what I was saying?
Mm-hmm.
God's going to destroy Jerusalem and Israel. And it says, "These nations shall serve the king of Babylon for 70 years. Then after 70 years are completed, I will punish the king of Babylon and that nation." So he's putting them in exile for 70 years, right? Those are the days that it's referring to, the days of captivity, because they are being purified right now in this furnace of punishment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
The book of Jeremiah was specifically written for the people of Judah, right?
Yeah, all the Old Testament was.
Okay. And their persistent like idol worship.
Yep.
Okay, so that's why it was written, right? Okay.
Exactly. That's why God so mad. He's so mad. It actually says it in chapter 16. He says he's mad at them and he's going to punish them because they have turned to other gods and stopped keeping his laws. They broke the covenant. The covenant that God made with Egypt after the Exodus was, I'm going to give you all these laws and I'm going to be your God. And if you keep these laws and me as your God, then you'll be great forever. But they break that, obviously. It says you broke the covenant that I made with you before. So now I'm making a new covenant. And he's saying, this time I'm going to write my laws on your hearts and on your mind. You won't have to inquire to tablets anymore. You're just going to know.
What?
You're
I'm
just
like,
going to know God. You don't have to inquire. This is all going to be written on your hearts. Remember, we just read that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like also reading Jeremiah at the same time. I am listening
No,
though.
it's okay. No, that's fine. Well, I'll tell you what, brush up on it, and when you think you really, really got it, then come back and we'll talk about it some more.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate you being open to talk. I am
No problem. I
I
appreciate
am
you coming
sorry.
up.
I
Like I
sound
said, I'm not trying to be an ass and just be like, "Ha you don't
no,
know
yeah.
anything." Like,
I got
but
you.
actually
No.
read it, and then once you think you have a good grasp of this, come back and talk to me again,
Yeah. I'm
and we'll see. We'll just read it.
yeah, I'm actually in theological seminary right now. So like I should know a lot more than I actually do, and it's like very humbling.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's like I'm telling you, there's a lot in here that when you read it, you're gonna have some serious issues because it's seriously plain, and you have to make up a whole lot of
I
stuff
don't
that
I
ain't
don't
there
think so the
to
problem
get
is
past it.
when I actually read it, I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of problems. A lot of things make more sense the more I read in the Bible. I just feel like I can't tell you how you're interpreting the Bible is wrong or right. Well, I can't actually. I'm not going to. I need to do my research before I tell you what exactly is
You really
wrong
do,
or
yeah.
right.
Yes, you do. And I would
Um,
rather defeat a strong argument and not somebody who's never even read this. You know what I mean? It's not
yeah,
a very good victory to me.
I understand that. I'll come back eventually.
Yeah, if you want, throw me a follow if you don't care. I do lives all the time at
Yeah,
completely random times, apparently. So,
yeah, yeah.
but just keep in mind if you read Jeremiah, Jeremiah is a really good one to read because it's really straightforward writing. It's very clear on its meanings with its words. So when you read it, read the information that Jeremiah is giving you. Like, don't try to supplement what Jeremiah doesn't say with something from a different book way later. You know what I mean? That's not good textual criticism.
Sure,
Yep.
sure.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll let someone else come up here. Thank you for yapping with me.
No problem. Back at you. Thanks for yapping with me.
Yeah, indeed. Is it cool if I?
We'll yap at each other later.
Yeah. Is it cool if I pray for you? I don't have to pray on live. Is it cool if I pray for you when like we're off
Yeah, of
live?
course. I've got to be the most prayed for guy on the East Coast right now. So
And that's great. That's
so
great.
join the club. It won't hurt anything.
You're right. All right. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you, CC.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Well, that was nice. Oh shit! Got a bunch of comments and stuff. What's happened here? Can God override his covenant? No, he can't. Well, I mean, he could. If he's saying God's all powerful, he can do whatever he wants. But so that was way back. Debauchery. All right. Let's see. We got another person or two here waiting. So let's up. We got. Dang, it's always weird when somebody don't have actual names. We call him Pack 003. Pack 003. You there, Pack?
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
What's up, man? Are you over 18?
I'm all right. So,
Are you over 18?
yeah, I'm over 18.
Okay, cool. Are you one of the Christians?
No, I'm not a Christian.
Oh, are you a boxer or MMA fighter?
Hell nah. I'm a
Oh,
Muslim.
a Muslim?
Yeah.
Oh, good
You,
lord.
you ever heard of them?
Yeah, I've heard of them.
No, I was just listening to you talking to her, and you did have a lot of good points that you was making, where they read the Bible and they interpret it, how they want it, you know.
Yeah.
But you say you used to be a Christian.
Yeah, I was a Christian until I was in my late 20s, actually.
So what made you like become a atheist?
The Bible.
The Bible made you become an atheist?
Yeah, once I learned in my mid 20s that you should probably question things people tell you and critically examine them, I did it with the Bible. But then, after that, I did it with like God's overall, and it just don't shape up.
So, as an atheist, do you have the slightest belief that we do have a creator?
No, I think that's a made up kind of human, like a construct of a human mind. It's nothing.
So, you
Uh,
believe we just came from where?
Wait, what?
Where do humans come from?
Where do humans come from? We evolved from earlier life forms,
Like what?
like other versions of us, all the way back to the simplest single cells if you go back far enough.
So you like the scientists believe we came from monkeys and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, to me,
So
that's
where?
what all the evidence supports.
Um, have you ever met any humans that have like tails or anything that would suggest they're a monkey?
We do have tails. We just don't have protruding tails. We have a tailbone, what's left of a tail, but we don't have like a prehensile tail anymore, or if we ever did, we don't have it anymore.
Okay, so where did the monkeys come from?
Other life forms, the same as all the way back to the single cell. Like all life is connected. And if you go back far enough, you eventually just get to the first version of life, the simplest single cells.
You said single cell.
Yeah, if you go back far enough, yeah.
Are you talking about the Big Bang?
No, I'm just talking about evolution, like life itself.
So we just
The
appeared out
Big
of
Bang's
nowhere.
a different, that's not evolution, that's a different field, I guess you'd say.
So you went from believing there is a God, and you just now believe we came from nowhere, and we just
I didn't say we came from nowhere.
you say we just appeared, right? Like
No, I
from a
said we
single cell.
evolved. You was
From a
listening,
single cell.
wasn't you?
You said, I mean, we evolved from a single cell. That's what you said.
Yeah, over long periods of time, yeah.
So where did that cell come from?
It came from the elements that make up cells in human bodies that come from amino acids and stuff like that that occur
If you,
naturally all over the universe.
then where did that come from?
It came from the matter and energy that the universe is made of.
Where did matter come from?
Didn't come from anywhere. It's eternal. It's always been there. Well, energy has,
It's
at
always been
least.
there. It wasn't created.
No, in physics, energy can't be created or destroyed. There's a few caveats to that, but for the most part, I might as well just think it's eternal. Yeah.
And what do you think the purpose of life is?
Um, to have sex and make more life.
I like that. But
If you're asking for like an intrinsic purpose, like there's not one. We're the same as every
so
other
we're
animal on this planet. We're just here trapped.
we're just here until we die. That's what you believe.
Yeah.
And what happens after life?
You mean what happens after we die?
Yeah,
Same thing that happened before we was born.
like that's it. That's the end of it. That's the end of everything.
That's it. That's all. That's what death is. It means the end of existence.
You don't believe in afterlife or anything like that.
No, 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 no. I don't see no evidence for it.
Okay. Well, really, not much I can say to an atheist.
I guess not.
Yeah. But all right, but you have a good one, buddy.
Back at you, man.
All right, bro.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Well, that was nice, I guess. Sort of. All right. All right. Thanks for the likes and follows, everybody. Got several people in here. No one's requested up at the moment, though. So, let me look at a few more comments here. Aria, that's true, technically. I used the monkey argument because of the Catarrhini clade, which I just think is funny, because nobody knows what that is. Like in evolution, you can't evolve outside of a clade, and one of the earliest clade that links humans to primates is called the Catarrhini clade. That was 8-10 million years ago. Anyway, Catarrhini means old world monkeys. So if it's the monkeys we're coming from 10 million years ago, then we're still monkeys because you can't evolve outside of a clade. So that's the weird argument that I like to use for that. It's just funny. Factually interesting, you should say. Oh, I want to tell everybody too, I'm getting really close to being able to do some actual like history type debates and not just religion, which is what I wanted to do on this channel originally. Is like, I don't know, maybe 80% religion. And I want to do debates on history like is ancient aliens bullshit, like topics like that, which I mean of course they are, but like I'm getting really close. I've almost got all my notes and stuff together like I did with my Bible here, but before long I want to jump into some of those top topics too, and we'll see if aliens or advanced technologies built anything in the ancient world, which to me that's patently absurd. And much like the New Testament, it's built on ignorance of the Old Testament, which in the same way it's built on ignorance of Egypt and stuff like that. But I think that'll be a fun one here. Correct, Ari, yes. But anyway, we got a few people in here. Y'all like and share it out. Maybe we can get us another Christian in here. Maybe even another Muslim. It's a little, I mean, it says Christians only here, but I don't reckon I got too big a problem with the Muslims. Actually, I've argued with a few Muslims, and I used to think Christians were hard-headed, but those motherfuckers are really hard-headed. But I don't know near as much about the Quran, and I'm not sure they even, like the New Testament, for example, seems to care a little bit about what the Old Testament is, just not much, but I'm pretty sure, like the Quran, they'll write all that. They'll be like, nope, screw it, we got it all. This is all ours. So how do you even argue with that? Like, I think we can get to, like when a Christian says the Old Testament says this, I can just say, no, it don't, and show you, but I can't really, that means nothing to a Muslim if they're going to say it's all corrupted anyway, and we based our stuff on that, but you can't, there's no, that can't be true because this says this, even though you can do that. They won't accept it because they think they own the whatever. But yeah, so I don't see the point in arguing about something that you ultimately are not going to get to who's right or who's wrong over. That's why I just stick with the Bible stuff and Old Testament, because we can figure out what the Bible says and who it's talking to and all that stuff. That's why I use these arguments, because we can win or lose the debate here based on interpretations and such. But that's why I like to argue this way, because we will have a winner in some shape or form. But, like, we could sit here and I could argue with somebody about evolution, or what do you call it, the camological argument. Is that what it is? The camel argument? The cosmological camel argument? There's no camels, sorry. I'm just saying that. Cosmologics argument. Say, like, we could sit here and argue about that till we're blue in the fucking face, you know what I mean? But thank you, cosmological. There's no camels in there. So I can argue about that till we're blue in the fucking face. But we're not even talking about the Christian God ultimately. So I feel like we're just wasting time. That stuff's fun to talk about. But as far as a debate page goes, I want to show somebody that your shit is wrong and my shit is right. My shit is the Bible, even though I'm an atheist. But it's like, they have in their head, if you don't interpret it right, you're just confused or something about it. I get that all the time, man. They'll say, you're just confused or not understanding what you're reading there. I'm like, no, I'm the exact opposite. I understand this just fine. You don't understand this just fine is the problem here. What does that say there? It says, I'm agnostic to unfalsified gods, atheist to falsified gods. That's cool. I consider myself, I take the very rare position of Gnostic atheist. And I square that justification by, this is the way I look at it. So, alright. Humans make shit up. Obviously. We make up Superman, Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy. And no matter how philosophical you get and try to say, like, anything's possible or whatever, like, no, anything's not possible to me. Like, I can't make shit up and say it's possible that something like this made the universe. And since humans already have this link to gods being universe creators, I think people automatically grant that, yeah, maybe there's a possibility there's some kind of God out there that made the universe. But to me, I think that is a completely made up human concept and no chance at all, basically. Maybe some chance, I don't know. Well, maybe not. I guess I wouldn't be much of a Gnostic if I said maybe, because there's no chance that Santa Claus or Superman be creating universes. So I'm saying that no chance at all that some concepts humans made up, like God creating universes, have any chance at all of succeeding in reality, since no one can seem to demonstrate that a God is anything but these figments of our imagination, just like Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy. So that's why I'm a Gnostic atheist. I say gods are completely imaginary concepts. No chance at all that they made anything. Same difference. Now, I think the only people, like, nobody's going to say there's a chance that Santa Claus made the universe. But people will say, oh, sure, there's a chance that a God did it. But we already have that link in our mind that God's creating universes. So I don't get there personally. Anyway, still new. Got a lot of people passing through. But it is late. And that's cool. Oh, thought I had one for a second. I guess I don't though. But yeah, that's the dealio there. That's why I call myself a Gnostic atheist. And shit. Well, we got several people in here, so y'all like and share me out here so we can try to get some Christians up in here to. Yeah, right, Ari. My argument there would be that, well, like I just said, but maybe I can expound a little harder here. I'm not a real good explainer. Like you heard me trying to say, what was that word again? Cosmological, and somehow I end up talking about camels. Whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's right. My man Time. Yeah, I had a weird day. Like, usually I always do a Sunday stream, but my wife's sick and she had to work, so I did all like household crap that she usually does today, so it took me a lot extra. My washing machine decided to malfunction on a playa, and I had water motherfucking everywhere, and it took me a long time. So by the time Sunday was actually done, it was way past the time I usually stream mode, and hell, I took a nap. I just fell asleep earlier, woke back up late, and I was like, fuck it. Hell, I jumped on the other Saturday night this late, and actually had some really good conversations. Like, apparently the rational Christians come out after midnight. I don't know what that's about. It just happens like that. Yeah, I got all the bullshit cleaned up. I think I even fixed the washer, but man, what a day that turned into. But I'm going to knock this one out. This stream here. I'm still pretty awake. I'm sitting here drinking little energy drinks, as a matter of fact. And in the morning, I'm going to do another one. And then I think I'm going to try to do a really long one Tuesday. Monday evening. Where in the world is Grand Angel? Monday evening. It must be on the other side of this flat planet, right? I'm just kidding. I don't think it's flat. Sydney, Australia. I've talked to some couple crazy Christians from there. When I say the crazy ones, I mean the one that are like, I've never read it, but I know every word of it. To me, that's crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna have one tomorrow, and I don't know if Tom's still there or not. But I was telling everybody earlier too, Tom. I think I finally almost got my material ready to start doing like some ancient alien type debates too. And I'm really excited about those. I think those will actually draw maybe a bigger crowd than the religious debates, because I feel like a lot of religious people don't even debate this kind of stuff. Like, I think they feel like it's not up for debate. But let's see. Let's bring Tom, my man here. Let's bring my man Tom in. What is up, dog?
Not a whole lot, brother. We was just in another live earlier with a friend of mine and talking to some really fine, upstanding Christians
Was that sarcasm or?
to the fullest.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
I see that you got your background going on and shit, and you got that down pat now.
Yes, I learned that you could just use a photograph from your gallery as this background, and I had no idea that was the case. So I just
Hell
used
yeah.
like a little meme generator, and I've just been making memes basically and using them as a background.
Hell yeah, it works, bro. Hell yeah. I hear that. Hope you didn't see my comment. They must have filtered it or something. I was telling you, I hope your wife gets feeling better soon.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. She's not like super sick. She's got annoying ass like cold and
It still
making
sucks
her
to be.
bones hurt and her nose running shit. It sucks, man.
It still sucks to have, even if it's a minor cold, it sucks.
Yeah, and anytime I'm sick, I turn into a major bitch. So
Hey,
she always
me
helps
and
me
you
out when
both.
I'm sick. And
Me and you, but I hardly ever get sick, bro. I mean, I do now a lot more. I'm a lot more vulnerable to things now due to my conditions. But prior to that, I got sick very rarely. But when I did get sick, it knocked me in the dirt.
yeah, I don't even think I'm the same way. I don't get sick much, so I think when I do even get a little bit sick, it makes me that more of a bitch about it. Like, I mean, I can just be laying here and like the remote's 2 foot away from me. Like, baby, when you get back, help me, baby.
You sound
So,
like me, bro. You sound like
such a
me.
fucking punk, man.
Oh God. No lady, it was
Yeah,
early.
it was quite the day though, man. I was trying to do a bunch of shit I don't normally do, plus all my shit that it was a wild day. It was a wild day. Cleaning up
Was
water. I mean, shit went everywhere, dude. It flooded our
Yeah.
whole little entryway.
I've had that happen before on a washing machine, so I know what that's like. It's a bitch.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Sucks ass.
The bad part was when it happened to me, it was a brand new washer. I just bought the bitch and just installed it, and the motherfucker leaked.
Ours ain't that old. It shouldn't be breaking right now.
I was pissed, bro. I just paid $700 for that damn thing.
Yeah, they make everything a piece of shit now. Nothing's good. Oh shit, our viewership's dropping a little bit. So let's see.
Definitely, though, when you get your stuff together to run your alien live there, definitely want to be here for that.
Oh hell yeah. Do you know much about that kind of stuff?
I know a little bit, a little tiny bit, but I'm more interested in hearing what other people say than anything. Because some of these people, they say some wild shit.
Yeah, and I feel like I'll handle that differently because, like with religion, I consider this like something that should be handled a lot more delicately with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, of
But
course. Yeah.
but thinking the aliens built a fucking rock pyramid in the age, like how fucking stupid.
The
I'm gonna get them
pyramid,
a little different on those ones.
the pyramid is a fucking big power generator. Bro.
Yeah. Holy shit. But yeah, I've almost got all my stuff together. I've got like handwritten accounts from like when there's actually one account where there's a dude who's like a manager during the building of the Great Pyramid, and he's like coordinating where a lot of the blocks and stuff are supposed to come in on the river and stuff.
Hmm.
So I mean, like, seems pretty straightforward. There was definitely a big building project going on
Oh yeah,
4,200 years ago, being done by humans.
yeah. There's no question. Hell, parts of the ramp still exist on the side of the pyramid. I mean, it's there. Right? You can literally see it.
A what?
The part of the ramp system that went around the pyramid is still there today. Part of the ramp system that they used.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that
Yeah,
one, but
yeah, it's still there.
we
It's
definitely get in there.
I can't remember which one it is. I think it's one of the three that's on the Giza. The three most famous pyramids. One of those
Yeah, yeah.
pyramids still have the ramp pieces of the ramp attached to the side of it.
Oh, I don't know. I've always thought the ramp theory was debunked.
Mm-mm. No, it's actually on there.
Hmm. Guess I'll have to
They do
Google that
believe,
one.
they do believe a theory that I come across that they do believe that a lot of the bigger blocks at the bottom were actually built on site. They was like kind of like poured like concrete, if you will. They actually think they made the bricks on site as they
Oh
built
no,
the
that's
ramp.
crazy, man. No, I don't agree with that. But
Well,
they
like the
were
bricks.
quarrying on site. Like the Sphinx itself is carved out of the bedrock of a quarry. Like so, they were
Really?
quarrying a lot of the main stone like right there on site. But a lot of the like fancy granite, it had to come down the river and be
Yes.
toted over to it. But they didn't drag blocks very far for the most
Yeah.
part.
A lot of them come across the ramp, and they use water on the rolling pins to cut away the friction and stuff. Make it cut
Yeah,
the
there's pictures of that.
further in half. Yeah, this stuff really happened. That's a theory that they have out there about the pyramids that they made the bricks on site, the big stones on site, um, as they went up on just on the basement floor though, not the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I think that's one of those debunked geopolymer theories or
Yeah.
whatever. But
I haven't
no,
looked
I
at it.
think
It's just
that was quarry
yeah.
and everything. Personally, I think.
They do claim as well that I read this the other
Uh-oh, I
day.
might have
Somebody
somebody
brought this
here.
up. Oh,
Just a second time. Sorry, we might have a guest here.
I'm just going to give you my thought.
User 16920911430530535.
I
Are you there?
know, I know, it's crazy. I can't change my name. I don't know how. I don't. Anyway,
Or
don't
wait, yeah,
matter.
dude, you just got to edit on your account.
But my name
Anyway,
is,
are you over
my,
18?
of course.
Cool. Are you one of the Christians?
I am a Christian.
Awesome.
Is this not a Christian thing or yes?
Well, I'm an atheist. I debate Christians.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, you know.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
want to, that's cool. If you misunderstood, though, I'm not trying to debate you if you don't want to.
Well, I, you know, I don't have anything really to, I don't even know how to debate an atheist, honestly. Do you believe in Satan?
No, no.
Okay, so, some atheists do believe in Satan, they just don't believe in God. So, what I was coming here to say is that I believe that the pyramids were pre flood, and I believe that the Nephilim did them. That's what I believe. I don't think it was aliens. My goodness.
When do you think the flood happened?
The flood happened when I can't tell you the dates honestly, but
What's the general
Noah.
like time frame? Like 4,000 years ago, 6,000 years ago, 10,000?
No, I If I have to guess, I would say pretty quick, like I guess maybe 2 or 3,000 because
Oh, well, I mean, the pyramids are like 4,000, 4,200 years old.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. They were
So they're
built,
pre-flood.
yes, pre-flood.
So they survived being underwater in the
Yes.
deluge.
Yeah, just like a mountain would. Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay.
And
Um,
I can totally see that, there's been some research recently that there's like, I don't know if you would call them pylons, that's what I would call them, that go down like 2,100 feet. And so there's
under the
something,
pyramid.
yeah, there's something underneath that. I haven't read that, honestly. It's something from Spain that I haven't got.
Have you seen the actual pictures of that?
I've seen nothing of it. I just heard it, honestly. And let me
If
tell
you
you
saw
what.
the actual pictures that they're basing all this on,
No, I haven't. I
you probably
haven't.
wouldn't say that anymore.
Well, you know what? This is the first time I've ever said it. I just heard it.
Right.
I spend most of my time, well, I got 3 kids, I got 2 grandkids, and I got 10 dogs, and I run a kennel, and I
10
fish a lot.
dogs. Goodness gracious.
Well, I got a kennel. I mean, they're my business associates, but they're my pets.
That's
But
cool. We got a bunch of dogs too.
oh,
They sleep in the bed with my wife, and I sleep on the floor.
oh, let me tell you right now, I've got a giant poodle. My husband's in at the tip of Ohio hunting for real big deer. He's a huge Matthews, whatever you call him, staff bow hunter. And so he's left me here again for about 10 days with 10 dogs, 1 in heat, and a litter of puppies. So
Well, you better call on the Lord. You're gonna need some help.
I've been calling on him and a little bit of Cabernet. Okay.
I hear you. I hear you.
So, but I don't know. Y'all were talking about that, and I just had that. The pyramids did not happen by aliens. I know that. I mean, I do believe that there's something else out there. I don't believe that it is I mean, we've got proof it's a little gray thing, but I think they're fallen angels myself. But if you're an atheist, you think I'm absolutely batshit crazy, and I get it. But
No, I don't. I was a Christian until I was in my late 20s.
okay, so why? Just tell me why. Why? What
Well, I left
happened?
Christianity
Yeah.
because of the Bible. Like, if you actually just read it, like all the prophecies that the New Testament is telling Christians that Jesus fulfilled, if you actually just go read them, they don't have nothing to do with nothing of what the New Testament's saying they do.
That's really just like no. They're all of them are fulfilling.
They're not. You want me to show you?
Well, I'm interested. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
It's
Let's go
2:30.
I hear you. We're in the same time zone. Good. So, just for example, Matthew says that Jesus is fulfilling a prophecy about the Messiah coming from a virgin, being born from a virgin. Have you
Yeah.
ever read that prophecy in the Old Testament?
You know what? I can't say.
No.
I can't say what scripture it would be. No, I honestly no.
It's from Isaiah.
But do you remember it? Do you remember that story?
Of course, I remember the story, but I can't remember the exact scripture that it said that he would come from a virgin.
Yeah, that's fine. You
Well,
just
would
so
you
you wouldn't.
expect that when you read the New Testament and it says that in Isaiah chapter 7, there's a prophecy about a virgin birth happening of a Messiah, would you expect that you could just go read that prophecy and see that it's clearly lining up with what the New Testament is saying it is?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, if you actually read Isaiah, it turns out this has nothing to do with the Messiah. It's a prophecy about a war.
Well, I don't. Okay, so it's okay that we agree to disagree. Okay, I mean, That's okay. I was just trying to.
You don't agree that this is a prophecy about a war?
No, I don't.
But you've read it, right?
Yeah, I have read it, but I mean, so then you have these three people, wise men, whatever, magi, and they're bringing gifts, and they follow this star that they were told, and they followed it, and I don't believe that they got there on his birth. Okay, I don't believe that they showed up like a baby shower. But they did get there, and they did see what they saw, and it was God that told them to go there. And here's the thing. I have a son, and this is why I'm interested in your commentary, I guess, right now. I have a son that was raised Christian his entire life. And I know this is a story that you're probably not interested in, but I'm going to tell you anyway, because it's 2:30 and we got one other person on this, right? So,
Yeah.
and y'all can stop me at any time, I promise.
Well, don't ramble too long, and I won't have to. But just make your
I'm not going to rant. This is short and sweet. So,
Okay, good.
My boy, went to college, and then he dropped out, or he came home for summer, and so it was August 23rd, and he came downstairs and he said, "Mom, you know I'm not straight." This kid got up every Sunday morning and drove 3 hours to play on staff saxophone for a church. And he knows more about the Bible than you and I will ever forget. And
No, I don't know about that, but
I can promise you,
I can promise you I know a pretty good bit about it.
he's a freaking genius. And he sat down and he said, "You know, I'm not straight." And I was like, "What?" And of course, I'm his mother, and he and I were like tied up twins and so close. And I just started crying because I didn't see it. You know what I mean? He's the most non-gay person you've ever seen. Anyway, now he is completely, maybe not atheist, but agnostic. And he's gay, and he's married to a guy. And
That's cool. I support gay marriage.
well, I have too. I have supported my son. And here's what I thought at that minute. The only reason why I was crying is because I didn't see it.
Right.
And when I walked outside, May 23rd, that's when it was, May 23rd at 2:30, I walked outside and I thought, I'm going to jail. I am going to go to jail, because anybody that says anything about my son, he's my firstborn, I'll kill him.
They get their ass whooped.
They're getting their ass whipped and
That's
probably
right.
chewed up in a
You know what
chipper.
the Bible says about gay stuff, though, don't you?
I do know. And you know what? My thought was, my first initial thought, and I'm just going to be super, super transparent with y'all. I'm fixing to fight like a mean mama bear. And I did that for, now he's 38. And now I feel like I was wrong I'm not saying I was wrong for loving him and supporting him. I'm not saying that, because I will never, ever, that's my kid. I'm never going to turn on him. But maybe I gave too much, like, celebration to it or whatever, because he had been in some rehab, he had been in mental institutions, and I was just afraid for his mental state, like any mother would. And I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying I'm a mother. And I feel like I did what a mother would do. a good mother anyway. And
You hooked him up with a boyfriend.
no, I didn't hook him up. No,
Oh,
I
shit, did
did
I say that
not.
out loud?
I did not.
I'm
I
just kidding.
did not.
I'm totally kidding there.
I know, but I did not. I was everybody that he brought here. You know, I'm a hugger, and I'm a
Okay.
Southern cook, and I'm like, what you want, baby? You want me to make you some dumplings? You like apple pie? You know,
I want some muffins.
I'm just all about whatever, making somebody feel comfortable. And things rocked on until I voted for Trump.
Oh boy.
And it has been a year and 7 months of you goddamn cunt. That's what he's called me. All over and over and over until I have to block him.
Oh, your son?
Yes. Because my
Because you
vote,
voted for Trump?
yeah, my one vote tipped the scale.
Well, I can understand his frustration. I don't know why he was that harsh on you. Maybe I don't know the whole story there, but as an atheist,
There's
I
no
think being gay is
story.
perfectly natural. I don't think there's absolutely nothing wrong with it at all.
There's no story. That is the whole thing. There's
No, I mean,
no.
well, when I say story, I mean his understanding of Trump and how they are absolutely against the gay and LGBTQ agendas. You know what I mean?
Trump's not against that. It's
Oh, he
well,
is. It's coming. Next thing they're gonna be trying to get rid of gay marriage in the United States. They're gonna repeal that one next, or go for it anyway.
well, his. I will say that his husband is from not Taiwan. Yeah, he is. He's from
So he's an
Taiwan.
immigrant.
Yeah, but he's married to Colby. So, and they're working on his paperwork. He's been here on a visa. He's a productive person of this community, or not this one, but Fort Worth. He's a professional ballet dancer. I don't know what you call a boy ballet person. I don't know what you call him.
Ballerina.
Well, he said a ballerino, and he laughed. He was like, I don't
That makes
know.
sense, actually. Yeah.
I said, what do you call him? You know, because he is amazing. He's been here since he was 15 years old, dancing for our country. He deserves to be here. He's a productive person.
I agree. And Trump's going to do his damnedest to get rid of him, though, I'll guarantee you.
Well, I said, I told Colby at first, I said, so now I'm not so sure. Okay. I'm kind of, I don't know. But at first I said, Colby, he's not going for that. He's going for these people that are coming across the border that Biden let in and bringing all these drugs. And he's trying to,
I'm sure you
push
think
them
that,
back.
but that's definitely not the case. They're deporting legal citizens, like people here protected. Like
I've seen
who
that.
was the one guys, the Haitian guys? They revoked 500,000 people's legal status. So yeah, you're illegal if you have your legal status revoked. But they were here legally, and they're trying to get rid of them. It's not even
Well,
about
that's wrong.
immigrants anymore. It's about getting rid of immigrants, is what it's about.
Well, that's wrong. And you know what?
It is
And
wrong.
I'm not gonna go like anti. I'm in a neutral state right now, but there's no way I was gonna vote for Camel Toe, or we would all be living in FEMA trailers. And if you gotta understand that. There
Well,
was
we might
no
be living in
choice.
them now anyway because of
We
Trump.
might. You know what? We might. Who knows? And we live way out in the country, and we have 40 acres, and I'm just like, any day somebody could say, this is not your house anymore. I'm like, you know what, bitch? I paid for the whole thing. Yeah, it is. But I don't know that that's going to stand. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. And I don't know. I really just wanted to ask, what made you turn that way? And you told me there was some scripture that,
Yeah, the Bible. Like just now, you said Isaiah 7 wasn't a prophecy about a war, right?
I don't see it as a war. No.
Well, you want to read it real quick? It don't take long.
Well, you can read it to me, because if I go to my phone, I'll
Yeah, I
lose
got it
you.
pulled up. I can read it to you. Yeah, you don't have to swipe away. Well, listen, we'll start off in chapter 7 here, okay? And it says, King Rezin of Aram and King Pakal, son of Remaliah, of Israel, went up to attack Jerusalem, but could not conquer it. So somebody's trying to conquer Jerusalem in the very first verse here, right?
I hear you.
All right. It says, when the house of David heard that Aram had allied itself with Ephraim, the heart of Ahaz and the heart of his people shook as trees shake before the wind. So it's saying Ahaz is being attacked by Rezin and Pakal, but they could not conquer him. And it says the heart of Ahaz and his people were shaken like leaves in the wind. So it means they're really, really scared. And it says, then the Lord said to Isaiah, go out to meet Ahaz, you and your son Shear-Jashub, at the end of the conduit of the upper pool on the highway to the fuller's field, and say to him, take heed, be quiet, do not fear, and do not let your heart be faint because of these two smoldering stumps of firebrands. That's the two kings attacking him. It says, because of the fierce anger of Rezin and Aram, the son of Remaliah, because Aram with Ephraim against Judah and terrify it. Or let's go up against Judah and terrify it, and conquer it for ourselves, and make the son of Tabeel king in it. Therefore, thus says the Lord God, it shall not stand, and it shall not come to pass, for the head of Aram is Damascus, and the head of Damascus is Rezin. It says the head of Ephraim is Samaria, and the head of Samaria is the son of Remaliah. That's talking about the two kings and where they're from. It says, if you do not stand firm in faith, you will not stand at all. That's the first part of this prophecy. So King Rezin, King Pakal, is attacking King Ahaz, the king from the line of David in South Judah. So God sends Isaiah to comfort him and reassure him that, let's read on. It says, again, the Lord spoke to Ahaz, saying, ask a sign of the Lord your God. Let it be as deep as Sheol or as high as heaven. But Ahaz said, I will not ask, and I will not put the Lord to the test. Then Isaiah said, hear then, O house of David, is it too little for you to weary mortals that you weary my God also? Now this next line I'm going to read, is the actual line that Matthew is saying is being fulfilled by Jesus in the New Testament. And it says, therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Look, the young woman is with child, and shall bear a son, and shall name him Emmanuel. He shall eat curds and honey, and by the time he knows how to refuse evil and choose good, the land before whose two kings you are in dread will be deserted. That's it. That's the whole prophecy.
I mean, why don't you see that as the coming of the Christ?
The question should be, why do you see it as that? Because it doesn't say anything about any of that. This says King Rezin and King Pakal are attacking King Ahaz. So God sends Isaiah to reassure King Ahaz that by the time the child that this young woman is pregnant with, knows how to refuse evil and choose good, the two kings attacking him will have their land deserted, and he won't have to worry about it. It's a reassurance to Ahaz. That's all this prophecy is.
Okay, well, I've been up since 5, so I don't know, and I don't have my Bible in front of me, and I do have a lot of highlighted stuff, so I'm really not equipped to argue, and I'm not going to try. But okay, let's just say this. Let's just say you're right. And where do we go when we die? Nowhere. We just go back to the dirt.
I mean, that's what I think. It actually says that in the Old Testament, too.
No, for sure. No, it does say that we do that. But then it also says the dead in Christ will rise.
Yeah, in the New Testament, but not in the Old. That's why this is one of my topics here. The
So
New Testament hijacked the Old Testament.
You just believe in the Old Testament. Is that?
No, I don't believe these prophecies didn't happen either, and that's why I'm not Jewish or a Christian. But my point in reading this is to say, and this is just the first prophecy that Matthew gives us, and Matthew chapter 1 is where this is. So Matthew is saying that there is a prophecy about a virgin birth of a Messiah that is being fulfilled. The problem is, if you actually just go read the prophecy, it doesn't have anything to do with Messiahs. It's about a war, and it's just God reassuring King Ahaz that the two kings attacking him are going to fall during the Assyrian invasion. It has he's cherry picking one line from this prophecy and saying it's about Jesus. But I guess Matthew's pretty secure in knowing that nobody's actually going to go read the Old Testament, I guess. But they're all like this, every single one of them.
Well, I do know, and I agree that the scripture is in places, it feels like it contradicts, it feels like that to me. I agree with that.
It definitely does, yeah.
But in the whole, it really doesn't. If I read it like when I study it, I guess when I study it, it doesn't feel like that. But I see, I'm not.
Am I making a point you've never heard before right now?
Yes. But I don't agree with it. But yes, you are. I've not heard this about a war of, the two kings and whatever. I've not heard that before. But what I am
Yeah, well, I
saying,
mean, we just read it.
I know, I heard you read it, but I also can't tell you the reasons why scripturally right this minute, but that I believe the other side of it. But let's just say, if you're right, and we just die and go to the dirt, what is this for?
What do you mean, life?
Yeah, because
It's to
this is,
live. So you can have your son and have moments with your son, but it will end, and that's
and
sad.
it's shitty. This is shitty. This is a shitty life. I mean,
All is vanity.
I've done
You know it says that in the Old Testament, right?
the best that I could do. I literally stayed home with all of my 3 kids in this age where everybody else was, getting boats. And I'm not even saying that. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to raise my kids like this. I wanted to do it. And so not, oh, woe is me, I sacrificed, but I did sacrifice and I felt like I did a great job. And here's what I get in the end, and I'm a little salty about it. I'm just being honest. I'm a little salty about it.
Hey, I understand. I was there myself at one point. I went from thinking I was going to have this perfect afterlife to thinking, man, darkness is coming. But it turns out I actually prefer the darkness if you think about it a little bit.
I don't.
Yeah, but
I've seen some darkness in this life.
Well, when I say darkness, I just mean non-existence.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like when you die.
I've seen some terrible things, some spiritual things, and it's real. I can't believe that an atheist doesn't believe in the other side. I mean, you got to believe. How do you think this world is getting like this?
through man. Through man.
It's a natural world.
There's a natural world. Yeah. I wanted to say that I hope at some point you change your worldview, not your belief. I never want to take somebody's belief. That's their personal thing. But looking at the world like that is not good. There's many wonderful moments in this life. We just got to recognize them. Now, there are a lot of bads too, and I believe me, I've had my share.
Love. Of course. I mean, I believe there are a lot of good in this world. I really do. I think it's probably 30-70. I'm just going to give
Let
you
me
that.
ask you this, user. You don't think your dogs die and go to heaven, do you?
Oh, God, yes.
You think your dogs go to heaven?
Yes.
All dogs do go to heaven.
They do go to heaven.
Well, that's I don't think that's biblical, but
Yes, it is. If you
it's
have a
not.
soul that can love, if you have a soul that can love, you're going to heaven. Why does it say that the lion will lay down with the lamb?
I
There's
can
going
tell
to
you
be
that.
there's animals in heaven.
That's not talking about animals, man. That's symbolism. When it's referring to that, it's talking about it's talking about
But if you
Israelites. It's
but
talking about
if you don't believe in heaven, then
hold on a second.
why are you even saying it?
Hold on a second. I believe in God. I'm a little different than the host. Okay.
Okay.
What I'm telling you is that that saying that you just said that comes from culture and tradition. What's being said there is that the Jewish people and the Gentile people will not be fighting anymore. They'll be one in God. That's not. He's using symbolism. He's using the author is using animal as symbolism. The Hebrew people, the Israelites and Jewish people, they're very idiomatic. That means they use symbols a lot in their culture to show things. So
Okay. You know what? Okay, let me try to see your name. What is your name?
you can call me Roger.
All right, Roger. I can get that. Okay. I can swallow that. I really can. I just had to bury a dog today, and
I hate
Did your
that. I
dog
love
repent
dogs.
and accept
so
Jesus as its Lord and Savior?
he had a soul and he loved, and so I just assume anything that has a soul that I know dogs have souls, they have emotions, they have I'm not a guru on a dog, but I do have a kennel and I've had a kennel for 8 years, and I know my people. They're not my, I call them my business associates because it's funny, but they're my pets. I have 10 of them and there's 8 breeders. I don't have a puppy mill. We have a 9,000 square foot yard for them and a whole house for them to go into. And then the 5 that are, sorry, there's 5 in the house tonight because they're cold. One's got bad hips, but the 3 that live in here, one's got a litter in here. So I, have them all where I got them, but they're just, I don't, you know what?
That's fine.
It's just maybe it makes me feel good.
Absolutely, it's okay. It's all right to desire and hope for things. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay. The thing though is, when it comes to the biblical text, what the host is showing people in here and going through with and trying to point out is unfortunately 100% accurate. Nowhere in the Old Testament does it speak of Jesus, but to understand why it's not and why the New Testament writers are showing that it is, it's because it's a literary technique. It's called pesher or pesherah, and this is used by people in the Mid East, not just Jewish people, but all people of the Near Mid East. And what they would do is use this literary technique to reinterpret their text for their audience in which they're delivering the message to. So the
And
New
what
Testament
message
writers,
would that be, though, if there's not a
Here,
hope?
let
well, what
me read you one of the messages from the Old Testament. I've had it pulled up here a minute since we was on the subject, but listen to this real carefully. It says, "I said to myself, with regard to humans, that God is testing them to show that they are but animals. For the fate of humans and the fate of animals is the same. As one dies, so dies the other. They all have the same breath, and humans have no advantage over animals, for all is vanity. All go to one place, all are from the dust, and all will return to the dust."
And tell me the scripture of that.
That's Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Okay. So I know that we are made from the dirt, and we're going to go back to the dirt until he comes back and we're caught up with him. And I will say this is a very disappointing time for me in my life because I'm a child from the 80s and I watched all
Me
the,
too.
the Left Behind series, and I was like, oh, Jesus is coming. This was like 2 years ago. He's coming any minute. And then we just did this series and got down deep into, I guess, things that we really didn't want to address.
Well, the rapture, you do know the rapture is not biblical, right?
The rapture is not coming.
It's not coming at all. It's nowhere in the Bible.
Yes, it's at the end.
No, it's not. It was invented by a man named John Nelson Darby in the 1800s, and he brought it to the Americas and got it into the Schofield Bible. And from the Schofield Bible, it took off like gasoline. It's
Yeah, and
not
it still
taught,
plagues mankind to this day.
it's not taught before that. Nowhere in early church fathers or nowhere. It's not taught nowhere until then.
I got a Schofield Bible, and I have had some, like, I don't know what you call it. Like, don't read that. Don't read that one. And so,
You're referring to Theologos. You're referring to the scripture where it says that the ones dead in Christ will rise first, and then the ones that remain will meet the Lord in the air.
yeah.
Yeah, that piece there, that spiritual language. The key word in that particular passage is the word meet. This is the key word in the passage. In the Greek, in the original Greek, that word meet means, it's an idiom. It's a Greek idiom. It means to meet the Lord in the air. It means to meet the King at the gate. Okay, so they're drawing. He's doing spiritual language to show a picture to his audience. And what he's showing them is that the people of God are going to meet their king, which is Jesus, at the gate when he comes. And then they're going to welcome him into the kingdom that he brings into his kingdom. And this is a thing they would do at this time. When a king would be on vacation, he'd go to another land somewhere and he'd come back. The people would meet him at the gate when he arrived to welcome him back into his kingdom. And this is the same imagery that the author is drawing up for the people in the first century.
Okay, so let's just say, just for fun, if I'm right and you're wrong, what is going to happen to you?
I just died just
We'll go
like
to
you.
hell.
No, there is no hell. That's not
No,
biblical.
there is a
No,
hell.
no, I'm saying if she's right and we're
Oh, if
wrong,
she's
then
right.
we're
Oh,
going to
yeah.
hell
Oh,
when we die. Yeah.
if you believe in hell, then yeah.
But even if you don't believe in hell, if hell is real, and I believe it is,
But it's not. I got a video on this if you want to watch it on my page. I break all this stuff down. I've been studying this for years. I'm well versed in their culture. I've studied Hebrew and first century culture. I know this religion back, forward, and upside down.
well, in my heart, I disagree, and I'm not arguing or anything, and I'm
No,
not.
you good, man. No.
But
Do you know where the word hell comes from and when it comes about in the states, in the area where they were?
the word what?
Hell.
Yeah, it's
Um,
an English translation. You know what it's from?
You know, I'm trying to get you to understand when the ancient Hebrew and the first century Jew, they did not have a concept of hell. All they had was a word called Sheol, and Sheol means the grave. That's all it meant. Nothing more, nothing less. Just it's where the dead know nothing. This is what they believed. Okay, they didn't have a concept of a hell as we know today.
but they didn't have a savior either.
Yeah, they
Who do
did.
you
It's
think
God.
Jesus was? Yeah, who do you think Jesus was to them? Jesus was.
Jesus is God, but at that time they didn't have a savior.
They
The
did. It's God.
Sheol was their
No, at the
grave.
time, no, at the time Jesus walked the earth. If you believe that Jesus walked this earth in the first century with his apostles, at that time all they had was a belief of Sheol, which was the grave. They did not have a concept of hell, where you're going to go and burn for eternity. They did not. They did not have this understanding. It was just the grave.
Okay,
And
so what about the 500 people that saw Jesus Christ resurrected? I mean, they saw him after he was resurrected. What about that?
Can you name one of those 500?
there's no names for them.
You
I
know,
mean,
Exactly. Why not just say 5,000 people or 5 million? Because we
because
don't have a single name from a single one of them. I can say 1 million people saw me do all that, but if I can't give you one of their names or one of their accounts, it means nothing, does it?
well, not only that, you have more concrete evidence than just that,
I
really.
mean,
But
there is history of the ark, right? And
no,
there
it's not.
is,
No, it's
yes,
not.
there is.
No, it's not. That is a natural rock formation. It's been debunked. That's a
Yeah,
natural.
that's sadly that's from I can't remember the guy. Dang, what
Ron
was the
White.
guy's name?
Ron White.
Yeah, Ron White. The guy was a nurse. He wasn't even an archaeologist. And if he was
Yeah,
a real archaeologist and discovered all the things he claims to have, he would be the most famous archaeologist on the freaking planet because
yeah,
he found the ark. He found the Ark of the Covenant. He found Jesus's bones. He found Jesus' DNA. He found the actual cross. Like, he didn't actually find all these things, but this is crap he's claiming that he did find that he actually didn't. But people still, for some
he's a
reason, think he
fraud.
did.
Yeah, he's a fraud. He's a known fraud. He passed away in '99. He's passed away now, but his museum was actually shut down, and he was sued for all the mis- fraud that he was presenting.
Yeah, there's documentaries on this guy talking about all that stuff and why it was done badly and
There's
poorly, and nobody believes him anyway.
there's so many um, there's so many things that literally confuse, and the only thing, guys, that I can say is that I just go by the Bible, and
Yeah, me too.
we have, and that's fair. That's fair. Um,
Yeah, I'm
the
not trying to
only
take your faith of God from you. I do this all day, every day. I try to help Christians understand the Bible correctly. I don't try to change their belief or their doctrine or anything that they may have. I just give them the information and let them go back and check the information and study it for themselves to see how accurate I was when I gave it to them. I don't expect you to believe anything I tell you, but I do expect you to check it out and see, because you're doing yourself a disservice if you don't.
No, for
Uh,
sure. I mean, I'm in a Bible study every Monday night. I'm in a Bible study. Well, I go to church on Sunday, Bible study Monday night, Wednesday night, and we are not necessarily going through these topics because these are the things that our foundation is on, but we are, going through, like, right now we're doing religions, and the Catholic Church to me is so demonic.
all churches
And
are. All
I
churches
just,
are.
I feel
All
like
churches are.
I don't think so. I think there's a lot of them, and I'll give you that. I mean, I'll give you that. And I don't even. It's not
What
the church. It's
I
the
don't, I don't, I
it's
don't
the
mean
Word of
demonic in the way.
God.
I don't mean demonic in the way that you're thinking. What I'm saying is they teach incorrectly. They ain't a church alive that teaches this correctly.
Love.
Period.
I have been in some churches that. Let me tell you this, and this has been a hard, hard, hard thing for me. When I was 15 years old, I started going to an Assembly of God church, and I literally was taught that if I was on a roof and I was nailing shingles on and hit my thumb and said shit and fell off, I would die and go to hell. That
I
is
did too.
so wrong. That is not
That
even,
is wrong.
that's so wrong. And so I was kind of in this little church trauma bondage for 30 years, and well, I guess not 30 because I'm only 58, but it took me a long, long time just to know that Jesus loved me, and there's not anything that he would not love me for except not accepting him. And I truly
Sounds kind of
believe that.
narcissistic to me.
Yeah, but I can
By
show you. I can show
by
you that's
him
not
or by
accurate.
me?
Yeah, I mean I can show you that's not accurate though. That you don't have to do that. There's nowhere in the scripture does it say you have to accept Jesus or believe Jesus or anything. It doesn't. The text
Yes,
never
it
says that.
does.
No, it doesn't. I can show it to you. No.
Yes, it does. It says there's no way to the Father but by me.
Yeah,
And
it does. It does. But see, you're under you're under the impression that that's talking to you, and it's not. That's talking to the first century Israelites, the first century Jews. You're not under that covenant they was under. They were under the first covenant of sin and death. You've never been under that covenant. Only the first century Jew were under that covenant. And he was coming to bring wrath upon that covenant. And they was going to pay the penalty for transgressing their covenant and unaliving the prophets. You never unalived a prophet, and you never been up under that first covenant. If you want to be a part of this religion, then you will be up under the new covenant, the covenant of everlasting life. And in that covenant is Christ. And in Christ, there's no judgment or condemnation.
And that's a covenant that's completely fabricated by the New Testament.
But if you want to claim this religion, that's where you would be, is up under that,
Right.
up under that covenant. I don't claim to be a Christian. And when I say I believe in God, I do believe in the essence of some type of God, but just not the God of the Bible. The God of the Bible is a literary device. And I know this is hard for people to hear and swallow. And I ain't trying to, like I said, you can believe what you want. I have no issue with that. But people really need to learn what the book is and what it's about and what it's saying.
Have you ever read the New Covenant from the Old Testament? You there, user? User lady? Hello?
I didn't mean to scare you. If I did,
Oh, teacupped out. That sounds like
she's
still here still.
not teacup. She doesn't look teacup.
I don't know. Maybe she passed out.
I hope the Lord that I didn't call that lady to have a heart attack.
oh no, sorry. I must have put you on mute. I'm so sorry. No.
Yeah, have you ever read the New Covenant from the Old Testament?
Yes, I'm sure that I have. I was saying that I'm 58 years old and I've read, and I wouldn't say I studied. I'm just being honest. Haven't studied probably till I was like in my 20s, and I have probably forgot more than I could even tell you.
Will you?
I've had a pretty I mean, it's not an excuse, but it's the truth. Had a pretty traumatic life, and from my 20s, 30s, 40s, and now I'm just kind of like got back into my, like, I don't know, God just finally said, that's enough for you, Kelly, and let me find some peace. And
That's good.
I've had some just to be honest, some shit. I've had some shit, and I've just now really finally felt like I'm okay. Like Jesus does love me, and I'm not gonna continue with all this conversation with y'all because it's late and or early or whatever you want to say.
I hear you. I was just about to say it don't sound like you should be talking about this with us anyway, to be honest with you.
Nah.
Yeah.
It
Like,
was,
if you found some peace, like, just keep it. Don't even go read the Old Testament.
I have read the Old Testament, and
Don't
yeah.
don't study it no more. Then just stay with the New Testament, trust in God and Jesus, and enjoy your peace, and leave it there.
Yeah, please do. Like, I'm not trying to, like, gaslight you here, so...
I know.
Like, I started this channel so people could come talk to me about these kind of things if they wanted to, but if it's going to compromise, like, your inner peace and stuff, like, it's not worth it to me. I ain't trying to make a show out of it.
I appreciate that. I do. I just want y'all to I mean, obviously, I can't change you because you've done all your things. All I can do is pray for you, and I will.
Oh, oh, good.
Um,
I was just
but
telling the person I talked to before you that I've got to be the most prayed for person on the East Coast now. So I have a lot of
oh,
protection over me.
oh, well, that's sweet though. That's
It is
sweet.
sweet. It just goes to show you, though, prayers don't seem to be adding up to much.
Well, you never know. You never know.
You don't know.
You,
You don't know.
you don't. You never know. So, well, God bless you both, and thank you for listening.
I wish
Yeah,
you,
no problem. Thanks for talking to us, and give your
absolutely,
all your dogs some pettings for us.
yes,
I,
absolutely do. I love dogs, and you have a wonderful morning.
you too, babe. All right. Thank y'all.
See you
Thank you.
later.
Good night.
Have a good one, user 16903080902141789.
It's Kelly. It's Kelly. I'm just too stupid to make it work.
I
Good,
got you. I was
Kelly.
just messing with you.
All right.
Have a
Good
good
night.
night, Kelly. Thanks for coming
Later,
up and talking
later,
with
Kelly.
us. Ooh, that was crazy. All right. We've got some Mal's leaving some good comments. Thanks for all the comments, Mal. Mal. Let's say Mal there. All right. So we don't have anybody waiting in the queue. That's cool. I'll read some more. That's mostly just Mal anyway. Okay. Yeah, like I want to debate people and deconvert people, but I ain't trying to like gaslight nobody or fuck them
No,
up
that
over it either. Like,
yeah, that lady was. That's a good call on you, apostate. That was a good call because I do believe that we could have probably brought a lot of trauma on about her if we'd have continued.
yeah, I ain't about that life, man. I ain't trying
Yeah,
to.
yeah,
I ain't trying to piss people off. And, like, you know me, I'm not trying to have hollering matches with people on here.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That was a good call on your part, man. Um, I was hearing it in her voice when she would speak each time.
oh yeah, we don't want to. We ain't trying to be about that. So we got some room. If
But
there's any more, y'all send some likes and shares out on the live here so we can get another Kristen to talk to in here. We got Show Money. She says Jesus loves me. Show Money, if you're still out there, come up and talk with us about that if you like. Yeah.
I could wear my turtleneck.
Vanity of Vanities, says the ecclesiastical winner. Yeah. What's there? Okay, cool. I think we're about through some good ones there.
Okay. I
Well,
had to.
I'm still
I had
awake,
to,
so
I
we
had to
got some
roll
time
back.
for some more folks.
I had one earlier today, apostate. No, I'm sorry, it was yesterday. Talking to a Christian fella, and all the years I've been doing this, I've never heard. I heard of many things, but I've never heard this one. He pulled a new one on me. And we was talking about Genesis, and I said, well, "Do you happen to know when it was written?" And I said, "The reason I'm asking you this is not to show that you are uneducated, but if we know when it was written, then we can figure out why it was written." So once he seen I wasn't trying to make him look stupid or something, he engaged with me. He told me, I said, "So when you told me you knew when it was written, so would you share with me that information?" And this man said that Genesis 1 through 11 was written. It was written in 33 A.D. And I said, after I was stumped for a minute, and it, 'cause it
You
caught
said,
me off.
huh?
Yeah, I did really. It threw me for a loop for a minute. And I said, "You do realize that that's when Jesus supposedly was crucified, right?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Then why would you place the dating on it that?" He said, "Oh," he said, "that's simple." I said, "Please explain it to me." He said, "Oh, when Jesus when he died on on the cross, that was a signal to the prophets to begin writing the manuscripts." I said, "So you're telling me that they wouldn't know manuscript written until Jesus was crucified?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "I don't know where to even start with you, to try to correct wherever you got this from. So I'm going to ask you to follow me and come in and let's have a talk one-on-one, because I don't want to clog this lady's live up with this. I said, but you are way misinformed, highly. And I would love the opportunity, to talk with you about this. I said, because that is wild.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that one.
That was a new one on me. I hear a lot of shit, bro.
There's always weird shit going on. Yeah, as long as you're like a Christian Mortis that's got some debatable points here. Trying to do just Christians only at the moment. Almost. Oh, then we got a request here. Mortis. All right. All right. Let's see. Mortis, you there?
Hello?
Mortis?
Hey, man.
Hey, what's up,
Thank
man? Are
you.
you over 18?
Of course.
Awesome. Are you one of the Christians?
Yes, I am a Christian.
Awesome, awesome. So do you have a point you wanted to bring up, or you want me to just jump into why nobody should be Christians like in my topic there?
Uh, why are you so anti-Christian?
I'm not really anti-Christian. I'm anti-Christianity. And just because of its divisive nature and the fact that it's false to begin with. So.
Okay.
Or I believe it to be, I should say.
So, like, what deity do you believe in? Like, what
I don't
faith
believe in
do
any
you
gods. I'm
believe?
an atheist.
So you're like a pure agnostic person.
No, I'm more Gnostic atheist, personally.
Yeah, Gnostic atheist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But, like, I hate to say it like this, but, like, with your accent, you sound like you're from the South. I'm from the
I
South
am.
as well.
Yep.
So, I feel like you kind of grew up in the faith.
I did. Grew up into adulthood and then left.
I mean, so my first question reapplies itself to now, like, what happened? Like,
Oh, I
like,
just actually studied the Bible critically and it didn't hold up.
so did you just study the Bible, or did you study like the Quran and Buddhism and like all these other kind of
Yeah,
faiths like that?
I've read a ton of
Or,
yeah,
or
I've read a
did
lot
you
of
just like
religious
read
texts,
like
yeah.
a couple chapters and this and that, and you're just like, oh yeah, this is wrong, and I don't believe in any of that. I'm just gonna believe my own faith. So, like, what faith do you believe in, brother?
Oh, I don't have any faith. I think faith is a bad concept to begin with.
Man, do you know what separated like low level societies and like high level people back?
Yeah, money.
Like, no, money was not around 100,000 years ago. It
Money's
was
always been
faith.
around.
It was
Well, I wasn't
faith.
talking about 100,000 years ago, but
It was faith. How did you bury your ancestors?
Put them in the dirt.
How? Because
you dig a hole.
when you sat there, like the Greeks, they would do the pyres. Like
I mean,
they're
what does this
like
have to do with anything?
Well,
the
just second
afterlife.
time. Hold on, let him finish up there.
The afterlife applies a very big picture onto how you think as a human. And if you have no view of the afterlife, and unfortunately, host, I've tried to ask you what most modern thoughts you have on the afterlife, and you're like, oh, I have none. I have zero. I have none. And I'm trying to sit there and try to figure out, like, what is your view on the afterlife?
I don't have one. I don't think there is an afterlife. You nailed it. You got me there.
So you think it's done? If someone sits there and puts a pew pew in your mouth and pulls click, it's over. There's nothing
It's
left
over.
of you. Your conscience is gone, your whole memory in your life is gone. Everything is gone.
Yeah, that's what death means. It's the end of existence.
Brother, that is so depressing.
Oh, I'm sure it is to a Christian, but not to me, though.
Man,
Well, I mean, it would be depressing if somebody shot me.
I've read a lot. I've read a lot. And in most, even in Buddhism, Hinduism, all the Islamism, all the isms, that is sad, dude. The fact that
You know the Old Testament don't believe in an afterlife, right?
well, do you know what the Old Testament really is? It's really
I do. That's why I know
Jewish.
the New Testament has
It's
no idea
Jewish.
what it's talking about when it comes to the Old Testament. Yeah.
It's
the New
Jewish.
Testament, that's part of my
But-
thing
but-
here that says
but
the New
I-
Testament
I'm not sitting here
was
talking about
hijacked.
like
More, let's come down a little bit. Let's don't try to overtalk the host. Show a little grace.
hey man, I think
Yeah,
you
he's-
need
he's
some
doing
more
all right,
whiskey at your age of 80. Like you should probably not talk. You should probably just drink more whiskey.
He's 79.
Yeah, yeah.
I know he's 79. That's why I said like you should probably just drink more whiskey and just
And I drink liquor, not whiskey. I don't drink bitches.
Oh, you
Drink the
drink
hard
liquor
stuff.
but not whiskey. Oh, what is whiskey again? It's liquor. I'm sorry
No,
that you're 79 and
not.
somebody half
You're
your age has
uneducated.
to sit there and teach
You're
you that.
uneducated.
But this is
It's
why
whiskey.
this
If
live
it was
is
liquor-
All right,
actually
all right,
sorry.
guys. All
dude.
right. Let's
This
all
is
let's not
such
turn
a
this into
sorry
a weird.
live. Like I
weird.
like hey, how blue
Mortis,
are
are you there?
guys?
Mortis?
How blue? How blue are you guys? Because hosts look
Like
kind
blue-
of blue.
blue man group?
I'm pretty sure I am time.
Mortis, are you just
Very
spiraling
blue.
out and like throwing
Are
into
you
like a
okay?
crazy rant here, or like?
Well, I mean, do you want a crazy rant? I'll give you another crazy
No,
rant.
I want you to stop your crazy rants. What I would like, I'd like to talk to you about the actual topics here, but I mean, I don't really care to hear somebody.
Yeah,
get into
but you got some like 80-year-old
Liquor, what's
blue
liquor?
ass motherfucker from the Appalachians sitting here trying to give his own piece.
And what the fuck are you
Okay,
doing?
well, let's address what he's saying. Yeah.
Are you not doing the same? You're giving your own piece?
Oh, he left. I think he just wanted to holler for a minute.
Man, he's all right. Young ass
gracious.
fella, a really young fella wanting attention.
I guess so. Well,
Damn.
there's another Christian for you. This is the Holy Spirit that we see out of many folks, sadly.
I hope I make it to 79. Shit.
I probably won't.
I hope you do.
Well, I kind of hope I do, but if I'm that age and I can't function anyway, I really don't care. Like at the
Well,
point I
that-
lose,
Yeah, yeah.
I lose
I'm with
cognitive abilities and stuff, I'm good. Like just end it for me.
you. Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I don't want to. I don't want to continue like that, and I don't want to be a burden to no one.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Well, all right, guys. I'm still wide awake. Let's see, I started, it went to like 1:30, 2:30. See, I have to count on my fingers like a retard. 1:30, 2:30, 3:30. So, okay, I mean, I still got like over an hour I can record. Well, maybe 45 minutes at least I can record. I'm going to have to I got to stop them before 4 hours now because I can't upload more than 4 hours to my editing thing.
Really?
So I have to, yeah, I don't know why. Maybe I have to get the premium or something, but
Huh?
it's kind of got me a little more excited now about doing the pyramid ancient alien type debate though, because even that lady earlier had an opinion on that. I would think
Yes.
that'd be like way more widespread than religious debates.
Definitely going to be a way more loose debate too, a more fun debate where you ain't got to worry about maybe hurting somebody in that kind of way like we do with the religion, right? So it can be
Yeah,
a lot more
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
I think a lot more people watch ancient aliens than read the Bible.
Oh yeah, you liable to pick up more followers and more subscribers on your YouTube channel too.
Yeah, it just kind of scares me because I know you're supposed to kind of stay with what you're doing, like what do they call it, algorithmically.
Algorithm. Mhm.
Yeah, they say you're supposed to stay on a topic that you do and not mix it up too much to get to the right people. But I really want to do that one too, though. I mean, my whole point in starting this channel was religion and history debates. So
Mm.
I guess I'm just gonna try it, man. I guess I'm just gonna try it. I'm just kind of afraid that if I get like a following for that, they won't be interested in the other side, or vice versa. If that makes sense. Like, it's my
No, I
only
do.
concern there.
Yeah,
But I think I'm gonna
no,
try it anyway. Fuck it.
yeah, no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying there for sure. But it is a big popular topic. People do love it. I did a topic
Yeah,
on
it's pseudoscience and archaeology is huge right now.
huge.
Huge.
Something else they love doing before I started holding religious lives. I started out doing philosophy lives, and then I went to I would hold sometimes apocalyptic
Holy shit.
lives.
You like headaches, don't you?
Well, I was big into philosophy. That's why I could deal with a lot of these people. But I did apocalyptic lives, the end of the world kind of things, and how would you survive? What would you do to survive? Could you survive it? People loved talking about that topic. Bro, I would have hundreds of people in there, and just steadily coming up on the stage and wanting to talk about it. They love that topic.
That does sound cool. That does sound cool. I bet there's a lot of stuff you could do on here and gain a big following, which I do want a big following. It would be awesome if I could do this for a living somehow, especially if I made a bunch of money.
No shit,
But like,
right?
but like I said, I want to stay on track too, even though there's a bunch of different stuff I want to try.
Hmm.
Because TikTok's fucking awesome, man. This is incredible that you can fire up the TikTok and motherfuckers just start rolling through who read this shit and
Who would
like
have
want to
thought?
come talk to you.
Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought?
Yeah, that's wild as shit to me, dude.
If you
As a
don't,
matter of fact, I spent years wondering, watching debates, and I was like, how do these people get people to come up and talk to them like this?
hmm
And turns out you just fire up the old live, baby.
all it takes is that. Well, some it don't even take that, but a lot of people. When I know with me, when I first started, when I would come up on someone's panel, I was nervous as shit, man. When I first started doing it. Today it ain't nothing, of course, uh, but all it takes is that first few times where you feel comfortable enough with that host and maybe some of the people on the panel, where you feel like they will at least talk to you instead of just make fun of you or something or whatever, right?
Right.
Once you do that a couple of times, then you start to feel more. If it's supposed to be, starts to feel more normal to you.
Oh, yeah. I've always been kind of naturally a performer anyway. Like, crowds of people never really bothered me too bad, even when I was a
Me either.
kid. Where my brother was the exact opposite. He was a bashful little bastard.
My son's like that. He don't give a shit what you think about him. He'll go to town with a
Uh-oh,
clown
we
or
got a
anything.
we got a requester here, Black Lucifer. This might not be a Christian. Oh shit. Hold on a second. Black Lucifer, are you there?
I am. I am. I am.
What's
How are
Are you
you?
over 18?
How's it going? Am I
It's good,
what?
man. Are you over 18?
Oh, come on now.
Is that a yes or a no?
Do I really sound like I'm a
You
minor
sound
to
like you
you?
are, but we have to verify these for TikTok though.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and leave because I disagree with you a million motherfucking percent. If you can't tell that I'm an adult by the way I sound, then
All right, we'll
right
see you
for you,
then.
bro.
If you can't
Have a
comply
good
with TikTok's terms of service, fucking goddamn.
What is the
Like you
big
have to
deal?
say your fucking age up here, dude. Like what the fuck?
What
A
is the big
million
deal about the
percent.
age though? There's some people, a
I
good
don't even
handful
ask their age. I just asked if they're over 18.
yeah, but what's the big deal about giving you? You ain't like I can find some critical information about your ass.
Yeah, you sound like you're 50, dude. That's not the point. You have to verify for TikTok your age,
God,
as far as I know, anyway.
yeah. Well, I mean, it
But
is a
whatever.
policy rule.
Like I even got a message saying that the other day. It said verify ages of all guests. So
But I don't understand
maybe you
people.
don't, but that's not what they told me, bruh. So I don't know why it's such a big deal to say you're over 18. Like, oh, I sound like a man. You should reflect my age and how I sound.
Oh my God, these people, man. Oh God.
He's got a fair point. Like, but because there's some people who jump on here and sound like they're fucking 12. So I mean, it just
Yeah,
works the opposite way.
yeah. There's a guy I met a few weeks ago that come
Bro,
up on there.
if that's insulting to your intelligence, then you should work on your intelligence because that's pretty sad.
The kid was 16. Sounded like he was fucking 42, but he was 16.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know? So yeah, you can't tell by necessarily the voice, man. Get out of here with that bullshit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Come on. I actually wanted to ask him why he was called Black Lucifer too. So anyway, whatever. Maybe you don't. There's other people who don't ask if people are 18, so maybe
I
it's
don't.
not a thing. But I've actually got a message at the start of the live before that said verify guest age.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. I would recommend you to do it. I don't do it when I hold my lives, but I don't really, ain't no big deal to me. But I wouldn't risk it because it is a policy thing.
Yeah, I wouldn't have worried about it, but like I said, I actually got a message before on the lives that says verify 18 years and up or whatever on the live. So I don't know. Maybe they do it sometime. Maybe sometime they don't. I don't know how that
Yeah.
works, but I just
I
go
mean,
ahead and do it, especially since they told me to.
well, you do it even nicer than most. You ain't asking for their age. You're just asking them to verify that they're over 18. They can keep their age to themselves. I mean, shit,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I'm not too concerned with their age.
Other people they want you to give that exact age.
I know people that are 21 years old that seem way smarter than I am. So I don't think that's an implication to intelligence either way.
No, hell no. There's some young guys on here just got me beat by fucking millennials. I mean, shit.
Yeah, I mean, that ain't saying much in my case, but I never claimed to be a genius to start with. Like, as a
Hell
matter of
no.
fact, I think I have an upper edge by being the idiot that I am. Because if I can understand this and explain this, I would think most people are like without excuse. You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you. Yes, I do. I'm like you. I put a lot of study and a lot of years and time in this, but I'm just an old white dude from South Carolina, man. I ain't nothing special.
Yeah, I'm not even. I consider myself below average intelligence. Like, just being honest. You know what I'm saying? But like, just because you're stupid, don't mean you can't like protect yourself from the things stupid people do.
No, for sure. Well, I'm going to tell you, apostate. I don't think you are below average, brother. I mean, I've talked to you and listened to you, and I would not definitely put you under average intelligence, my guy.
Oh well, I appreciate that. It makes me feel good. It's not true, but it makes me feel good.
No, brother, it is true. I don't say bullshit, bro. No, I don't.
Well, I mean, undoubtedly, I seem like a brilliant genius when I'm up here debating. But you know what? I'll just, maybe I am a genius. I got ideas so brilliant that I think my head would fucking explode if I even began to know what I was talking about.
No, man, you're a smart guy, man. Really, don't take that.
I'll tell you why I say that, man. It's because I'm a slow learner. Like some stuff, like I literally have to be held by my hand like I'm a fucking 2-year-old for somebody to explain to me. So, like the way I explain the Bible to people sometimes, like I have to have that done to me all the time. But like I'm bad with math. My memory is horrible. I've spent the 4 years that Biden was president with a bunch of people saying Biden's a buffoon. He can't make it through half a sentence. He says wrong words and stuff. And I'm like, well, holy shit, I'm fucked because he talks better than me and I'm half his fucking age. Like,
I don't know about that one, bro.
dude, it always scared me. And that was always my first thought when somebody said Biden can't get through a sentence. I'm like, holy shit, he fucking talks better than I do.
No, man, I disagree with that, bro. You're way surpassed Biden. And yeah, no, man, you're an intelligent guy, man. Don't cut yourself short.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll just take the compliment. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Take it, and run with it, bro. I don't say stuff that I don't believe is true.
Yeah, it just scares me, man, because I know that I'm just as dumb as delusional as the next person, man. Like I fell for the same bullshit everybody else is falling for.
course, I
Probably
did too.
way easier than a lot of people have fallen for it. So
Yeah, there's a lot of this.
I
stuff
have to say
believe
that
is
about
true.
myself. Not to mention all the shit I used to do that I'm extremely ashamed of now. Like when I was talking about, I used to just pray for people randomly and shit.
Yeah, no, I didn't do some of those things you're talking about. But as far as believing
Yeah,
and stuff,
okay.
I was there too. I believed. I would make up excuses for why the snake talked in the garden, bro. I'd like, maybe it was a spiritual snake. Maybe he put a curse on it. Maybe I'd make up all kind of dumb shit.
Spiritual snake. That's clearly what it was, though.
Yeah, But when I went to really studying this stuff, man, through their culture, I was like, damn, I feel stupid as shit now.
Yeah, well, I've lived such things, but anyway, we still got some folks up in here. Y'all share me out, and let's try to get another Christian in here who's actually capable of some conversation and isn't insecure about saying they're over 18. So that would be
If
great.
you don't mind me asking, Prostate, and if you don't want to share it on the live, I understand. I don't think I've never asked you. I was curious what you do for work, if you don't mind sharing that.
Oh no, I don't. I probably don't look like what I am. You probably couldn't tell.
No, I was just curious. Yeah, like I said, you cool. That's why I
No,
said
I
you
do
didn't.
tattoos for a living, man.
Oh, for real? Hell, that's cool,
Yeah.
man.
Like I said, you probably couldn't tell by looking at. Oh crap, we got some requesters up here. And one
That's
of them's a
cool,
gifter,
man.
so oh crap, the gifter left. Never mind. All right, let's bring up David. That's a Christianly name there, I think. Or
Named after David. in
David,
the
are you there?
Bible. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm Jesse. I'm your daddy. So,
that's cool.
are you over 18?
Yeah,
Awesome. Are you a Christian?
yeah.
Awesome, man. So, do you like one of these topics up here to talk about, or do you just want me to spit at you why I think nobody should be a Christian?
Just give me 2 seconds. I kind of read over it, but let me read it to highly cons. Wait. Debate and atheist. Debate and atheists. Christians hijack the Old Testament. God is a horrible deity. No one should be a Christian. One up at a time. I'll interrupt rambling preaching. Christians
Yes.
only, please. Okay, so you're an atheist, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Former Christian.
Okay. And do you have anything in particular I would like to debate on, or you would choose to debate on?
Yeah, I got the topics up here. Like, I think Christians hijack the Old Testament from the Hebrews and Jews. I think God is a horrible deity. No one should be
I
a
don't see
Christian.
how
These are all
Christians hijack
topics.
the Old Testament. That makes no sense.
Well, the New Testament authors, when they wrote it, I don't think they had any idea what was actually going on in the Old Testament. Like, the doctrines
Does
are
that
completely
constitute a
opposite.
legal hijacking of the Old Testament by facts in which you have in evidence?
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same thing like the Book of
Okay,
Mormon
where's the
did to the
evidence?
New
Go ahead,
Testament.
lay it on the paperwork. Show me the evidence. Show me the facts and evidence.
Okay, well, like, just for example, the New Testament, like in Matthew, says Jesus fulfilled a whole bunch of prophecies from the Old Testament, right?
I'm with you, kind of. I don't have the whole entire book memorized. I mean, I've read
Oh,
it,
I
but I
don't
mean, I
either.
will not say I have the Bible memorized. Or no, you don't. I don't.
Right. So, well, I mean, you would
But I
agree,
get where
though,
you're
right,
going.
that
Okay, I'll
Jesus is the
stipulate to that.
Messiah
Yeah, okay.
because he fulfilled all of the prophecies from the Old Testament, right?
Okay, I'm with you so far. I'm concurring with you so far.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm just making sure we're agreeing as I roll along here. So, okay.
Right.
So the New Testament says Jesus fulfilled a whole bunch of prophecies from the Old Testament, and you, as a Christian, believe this to be true, correct?
I believe there's one Bible, and the only Bible that matters is the one that I have, the original Bible. You have this King James Version, the New Testament, all these little things for people that can't understand big words and can't understand the Bible itself. So it's kind of dummied down, in my opinion, just for stupid people that don't want to learn how to read. So I don't recognize those other dumb books that are irrelevant. I mean, if the Bible is supposed to be so holy and, whatnot, one thing the Bible, no, don't knock it, because I'm going to admit to something. So don't knock this right away, okay? One thing that makes the Bible so holy is that it was written by God. But wait, I know what you're going to think. I know. Wait. It was honestly not written by God. We all know the Bible was written by man, re-edited, edited, re-edited, things put in, taken out, put in, taken out, put it in, edited, re-edited. What so far? Would you agree with that about the Bible? Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Not that it's written by God, but yeah, I was listening to your premise there.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is it wasn't written by God. It was written by man. The Bible
Yeah, of
was.
course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're in
Okay.
agreement so far. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I just, a lot of people, I mean, I just kind of have this take that, obviously we worship the Bible. Why do people worship the Bible? Well, it was written by God. If it was written by man, it wouldn't be too sacred and holy now, would it? But the people with like maybe, I don't know, like maybe 1.5% of their brain probably know it's written by man. I mean, I'm a Christian, but I'm not, I don't like to
Right.
think I'm
I'm not even
stupid.
sure a lot of Christians directly think it was written by God. They say it was divinely inspired.
Yeah, yeah. That's another way to say we don't know.
So you
So
don't
let's
think
just
the
make some
Bible's
cool
like
stuff up.
inerrant and there's no contradictions and Jesus actually did fulfill all the prophecies, right?
You know, I'll say this. I'll say this. Let me let you know something first, okay? I was an atheist for over 52 years. And I always said,
And
anybody
you
wants to
became a
debate
Christian?
atheism, I would destroy them. What?
You
Oh,
were an
well,
atheist, but then you became a Christian?
yep, yep, yep,
Oh, you were
yeah.
never, you couldn't have been a real atheist then. Nobody goes from atheism to Christianity.
Really, you mean in the history of the world, nobody's ever done that? And you know that for a fact?
No, I'm saying,
Out of
yeah, I'm
like
saying you
the
were never a real atheist.
out of
I'm
the
just kidding.
9,
I'm making
10,
a Christian
12,
argument.
13, 18, 20 billion people that have lived, nobody's ever done that.
No, I'm
You're
just
sure?
kidding, man. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
What
making
was
a,
I gonna?
it's the argument Christians always make for me. They say you were never a real Christian if you left Christianity. So I just say I use it the other way around to say you were never a real atheist if you left
Okay, that's
atheism.
cool. But I didn't say that to you because I'm not that
Oh, I know. I was just saying. That's
ignorant.
why I said I
I'm
was
not
just
that
kidding.
ignorant to say
Yeah,
that
I'm
to you.
sorry. I
Okay.
derailed us
Oh
a
no,
bit
no,
there,
it's
so I'm
cool.
sorry. I
Totally cool.
apologize.
No, we're cool. We're cool. What was I gonna say? I had a good point. Okay, here's the thing.
Yeah, I was
There is
asking if
not.
the Bible's
This
inerrant.
doesn't make me look good. This doesn't make me look good, but at least it shows that I know stuff and I made a good atheist. Oh my God. There's not one single person in the world that follows that Bible word for word. Furthermore, if I wanted to say on my atheist stance, which I've only preached for 52 effing years, you know what that means? It means nobody in this world believes in God. Why doesn't anybody believe that? I'll tell you why. There's two main words that only you have to know to understand why nobody believes in our Lord. I'll tell you what they are. It's called cherry picking. That's what people do from the Bible. They cherry pick. Now, there's not one person that follows that Bible 100%. Nobody in the world. You would either be A, a monster, or B, in prison, or I don't know. That's the only two I've ever heard. I guess C on the FBI's most wanted list.
Oh, I
So
guess.
there's
Well,
that.
why are you a Christian? Let's try to get to a debatable topic here.
Kind of like that, huh? Good fun information to hear from a Christian, huh? But why am I a
I mean, I hear a
Christian?
lot of different stuff. It's
Um,
yeah, like what if something was to get yanked out from under you that would make you not be a Christian, what would it be? Or is
well,
there
I
even
saw the light and
anything
talked
like
to
that?
God. So I saw the light and I talked to God. I'm sure that's a
Oh,
joke to you. I get it. You can laugh all you want to, but that's why I believe.
well, no,
I
that's
was having a
actually
hard
why most
time.
people are Christians, I think.
He talked to me, and my life's a lot better now. And I told him, if you can make my life better tomorrow and you can answer this one prayer, I'll devote the rest of my life to you. So he did, and I believe. I asked for a miracle, and it came true. And I saw Jesus with my own
Oh.
eyes. That's why I believe. Nobody has to believe me. I'm sure it's a joke to everybody, but you know what? It's my life, and I can
Well, it's
believe
not a
what I
joke.
want.
Like I said, I don't think it's a joke anyway. Like I think that's why most people are Christians. Like for the vast majority of human history here, the general population was not literate. Nobody in the ancient world, well, maybe a few people, but almost nobody in the ancient world actually read the Bible. So I agree with you. It
Yeah,
comes down to something different.
true.
The problem is that Jesus ain't no Messiah in the Bible.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a question, but I want to say a statement, kind of like a statement first, just because I had that urge. Do you know what the biggest, most huge question is in the whole entire world? That if you could answer, you would get a Nobel Peace Prize. Well, to win a Nobel Peace Prize, you get like 54 grand. But what I'm talking about is a 900 trillion at hand, which is what you'd be worth. What's the question? Oh my God, what is it? How did life begin on this planet? Nobody knows. Now listen, I believe in God, and I have my little. You can say they're theories. I know if they're just educated guesses. They're theory. You can't prove them. That's why they call it faith and blah blah blah. I get it. I can't prove it. However, I also get the proof that if I believe in God, the burden of I'm making the claim, burden of proof falls upon myself. However, atheists cannot prove how life began, and I love it. I love anybody who tries to bring up that stupid Big Bang Theory. I will knock that so shredded down like it's the big. Oh man, I love when people tell me, "Well, the Big Bang Theory." I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, now it's party time for me. Now it's party time. But anyways,
Well,
how do you think we got
I would
here on
never
Earth?
use the Big Bang Theory to explain how life came about on Earth, though. That's a completely different field of study.
Well, not if we're asking how people got on Earth. Is not a different field of study. It answers the question if that's what you believe. It's not a
Well, I mean,
different
how
field of
life came
study.
about on Earth is like, it's called abiogenesis. That's its own field.
You would say it's that over
Like the Big
evolution?
Bang's more like cosmology and astrology, not astrology, astronomy.
True, but without the Big Bang Theory explains how, which would consist of, I don't know,
Well, yeah, I mean, you
cells.
would have to start with that if you're given like a timeline of the universe and humans. But when you ask how life came up on Earth, then the Big Bang Theory is something completely separate, as it
So the
happened,
Big Bang,
10 billion years before or whatever.
so the Big Bang Theory is, you could say, what created Earth and how human beings developed on our
Well,
planet
Earth
is
didn't come
simply
along till
separate.
way, way, way after that, though.
Well, Earth's only, here, let me think. I wonder if I can remember. How old is Earth? Like 4 billion years old, something like that? Like 4
Like,
billion? That's
yeah,
about right,
roughly
right?
like 4.5. Yeah, 4.5.
Okay, 4.5, those higher numbers, it's like, okay, cool. So yeah, so there's that. So there's a point, I don't know. I just believe what I believe. I mean, it's why it's called faith. And I know that no matter how many people think I'm ridiculous, I know I can always say, hey, prove to me how life began, and you'd be the most popular person in the world. You'd get a Nobel Peace Prize, and you'd be worth more money than all the billionaires put together. If you could answer that
Oh,
question,
well,
because
I mean,
nobody
I would
knows.
just go with the most evidence in abiogenesis that says life started with uh, organic material that spawned from inorganic material all over the universe. Then the Earth came around and was under the right conditions that all these chain reactions were inevitable. They just started happening. You know what I mean?
And
There was no stopping it.
they made us humans. So
No,
all of
no,
a
no.
sudden,
Life started as simple single cells and was that way for like a billion years before it ever evolved out of that part of life. And then eventually became different species and led to humans and stuff. Way, 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 way later.
humans led to humans.
But yeah, we've known
I
since the
don't.
1950s and the Urey and Geller or Miller experiments that inorganic material naturally turns into organic material, the building blocks of life, like amino acids, and they're all over the universe. So if you know that simple fact, then all you have to do is add in that even if it's a rare circumstance like Earth has the proper conditions, that all those elements come together and then they spawn life.
Do you think we could have, in the evolution process, do you think chimpanzees played a part? I only ask you because I think we share what, 1% particular numerical difference between human beings and chimps? What is it, like a 98.7 to 97.7
Yeah,
or
they're
97
our
or something like
closest
that?
living relatives. We share 200 out of 208, I think, identical strands of retrovirus DNA,
Exactly. Let me ask you a
which can't
question.
be
Now,
a
I'm not saying.
coincidence.
Let me ask you this, and I'm not saying I don't know the answer. I just want to hear it from you, okay? And this is commonly asked, and a lot of people just shut it down real fast. Here we go. If we evolved from apes, why are there still apes? Why?
Is that a serious question?
Why? Yeah, I'm just asking to hear your answer. I'm not saying it's difficult or I'm trying to stump you. I'm just want your answer.
Because
That's all.
life branches off in lots of different directions. Like, that's like saying if all Americans came from Britain, why is there still British people?
Mm,
Yeah, it's because Americans went over here and became Americans, and some British stayed there and stayed British. Like, it's that simple. Yeah. Like, if all dogs came from Asiatic wolves, then why is there still Asiatic wolves? You know what I mean? Like, it's because pockets of those populations changed and became something else. Like, that's the whole point of evolution.
okay. Just want to hear
Yeah.
your answer. That's all. I still don't.
It's considered like a lame question now, but if you're actually honest in that question, it's a really good question to ask if you're trying to learn about evolution. You know what I mean? It's an obvious question.
Yeah, I mean, I get why we would still have apes. I mean, it's not that I don't understand. It's just, it's a nice question to pose to somebody to see what kind of answer you get.
Yeah, I agree.
It makes sense, you know. I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, because you figure that one little numerical percent is the difference between goo goo, ooh, let me put shit all over my face and throw it on the walls, opposed to, I don't know, Einstein, Tesla. You know what I'm saying? Edison. These people that the people that are building spaceships right now. That's what that little percentage of the difference between us and apes is them just. I love them. And I believe all animals have as much right to live as anybody.
Well, according to evolution, we are apes. Literally, we're the exact same taxonomic classification of life as all other species of great apes are in.
So great apes, would you stipulate to the fact that great apes are Homo sapiens? Think about
No, Homo
that. Are they
sapiens are
Homo
what we
sapiens?
are. That's us specifically.
I know, then we're not the same then. Are we? We can't be the same. Because we're named different.
No,
we're a different species.
No, we're in the same clade of taxonomic classification. It doesn't mean we're the exact same as all great apes. It means all great apes have these things in common. And that's why we're classified with them.
But we're not the same species is my point. Or unless you say
we're
we are.
our own thing, but we're all great apes. Like, you can be a human, like, all humans are great apes, but not all great apes are humans.
I get what you're saying because we derive from them. Right?
Yeah, we are them. Yeah.
Right. So, and
we
they
meet every classification
so
that
gives
great
you a
apes
point.
are put in. We're the exact same. We're indistinguishable taxonomically from the rest of the great apes.
Yeah, I get you. I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. To me, I think that's super cool that we're literally just monkeys running around the planet that are capable of understanding the universe and our history and stuff like that. No other animals on this planet get that. Like, you can't. A fox doesn't know fox history. A fox doesn't know what's going on to any degree above the trees above its head. You know what I mean? So to me, it's super cool that we're just monkeys who figured this shit out through evolution. Like, it's awesome to me. Like, I love that.
It's awesome to me too. It's weird for me to think of facts such as we know more about space than we do what's underneath our oceans. We know more about space than what's underneath our oceans. That's a fact.
Yeah.
It's a fact. That is.
And if you think about this too, like, ocean life has way more actual space than humans have. Just, we're confined to certain parts of the surface of the earth, right? They have
like
an entire
33 1/3%
water level to bottom that they can exist. So they have like a whole other plane there that goes over 70. I mean, like, that's crazy to think about.
Oh yeah, I mean it's a mind boggler. It's just, You know, it's one of those things you can debate until you're dead, but neither side can really say, hey, unequivocally, this is irrefutable evidence that is not a theory, hypothesis, it's fact. Look, this is how humans evolved. Look at this. And every doctor, every scientist would go, oh my God, you figured it out. You figured it out. Oh my God.
Do you know
Nobody
what
can
the
do that.
definition
Nobody's
of
done
a
it.
scientific theory is?
Yeah, it's different than a regular theory, which is basically a theory is a guess, is a hypothesis. A hypothesis is an educated guess, which means it's just a guess on itself, you made with a little bit of logic. So a scientific theory, yeah, I do know the difference. Yeah, it's not really the same as like if you were to say,
Right. Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I have a
Yeah,
theory.
scientific theory explains a body of facts. So in that aspect, evolution is a fact. But you're right. There's no theory, scientific theory for like abiogenesis, how life started. But evolution is definitely a fact. We're definitely just apes, monkeys, whatever you want to call it. I think people find monkeys more degrading than apes for some reason, even though they're practically the same.
They're all pretty cute to me. I guess maybe
I
after
love monkeys, and I love apes, and I love dogs, and I love ducks.
Here's something that I think you said that I might stipulate to and say it might make sense. You talk about evolution is a fact. Okay, I'll give you okay, here, let me. I will stipulate that evolution, as which you've explained it, is a fact. Okay, in the scientific world, using theory, it's a fact. Okay, because scientific theory is different than if I said, "Hey, you know what, Mark? I have a theory. If you move pawn to blah blah, what you're going to do is you're going to be checkmated in 34." That well,
Oh, I love chess.
Oh yeah, it's a game for geniuses. Checkers is for 2-year-olds.
I'm not a genius, but I play a lot of chess.
No, chess is awesome. I mean, there's so many. Anyways, yeah. So I'll stipulate that. Okay, evolution is true. Okay, evolution is true,
Right.
and you're right. But it doesn't say how humans got on Earth, though. It's not proof.
Right. Yeah, there's no
how
theory
people
for
got on Earth.
that, but there is a lot of steps to it. Scientific theory has to be 100% aligned and verifiable, where abiogenesis doesn't meet that criteria because we might only have like 5 of the 7 steps needed so far. That's not 100%, obviously.
If you're going to say that as far as what evolution is, then I'll agree with you. As long as you're not saying evolution is the reason we have humans on the planet. If you want to say there's
the
such
reason
thing as
we
evolution,
became humans, yeah.
I
Yeah,
thought
that's
maybe
what
it was
evolution
Adam
is.
and Eve.
It explains the diversity of life, yeah.
Huh?
And we humans are part of that diversity, yeah.
And Adam and Eve, what? That's just a story?
I think so, yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
evolution there's no evolution that happens to like individuals. Like evolution happens to populations. Like you can't say there was a first human in evolution. Like a population became humans in evolution would be the accurate way to say that, I think.
You know, I just sit here and try to ponder how humans came about, but I can't.
Well, evolution can explain how humans got here. If you want to know how the very first life got started, that's a different, like, scientific field or question, I suppose. Yeah, humans are just primates. We got here the same way all the rest of the primates got here.
And if there was one human that evolved first, I guess you could make the claim of how did we procreate? I mean, what, 2 humans just happen to spawn together, one's a male, one's a female?
Yeah, but in evolution, you can't have a first human. There was only first humans at some point. Not a first human, first humans. Like I
Okay, I
said,
see what you're
evolution
saying.
happens to
Yeah.
populations, not in. There's no individuals in evolution. It all happens to population. The definition of evolution is changes over time through reproduction in populations. So if somebody's talking individual stuff and talking about evolution in the same sentence, then they don't know what they're talking about. Evolution doesn't deal with individuals.
I think I see where you're going with that.
Yeah.
I think
So I mean, Adam and Eve, from an evolutionary standpoint, can't exist because there was no first humans that spawned all the rest of the humans. There was a population of primates
there was
that
a
eventually became humans. Yeah.
well, Adam and Eve were one was a boy and one was a girl, so they could procreate, right?
Well, sure, but they wouldn't have been the first two humans, though, in evolutionary theory, anyway.
Okay, that's true. But if you're me, and maybe you believe that Adam and Eve, well, then that's a whole different story, isn't it?
Well, Dave, do
Yeah.
do you accept biology?
Yeah.
Based in biology, and you can look this up easy. Based in biology, there's not enough of gene diversity in two people to populate the entire Earth. They would die out within 3 to 5 generations due to inbreeding.
That's true. With what we know of
Believe in
medical
satanic
science
lies.
now, but with the help of
Fuck the
God back then,
synagogue of
though, who
Satan.
knows?
There's some interesting
Are you?
comments in here. Sorry.
Oh no, you good, host. Are you
Hey,
familiar?
Tom, I'm going to turn the show over to you for like 3 minutes. So hold down the fort here for me. I'm going to run and use the restroom real quick.
Yeah, man, I got you, no problem.
Yeah, appreciate you. I'll be right back.
Absolutely. Are you familiar with the bottleneck?
The bottleneck. With those two words side by side. Let me think. Bottleneck. No, I'll go ahead and bow out. I don't know. I don't have to know everything in life, do I? No, I don't know what it means.
No, you know, nobody can, right?
Right.
This is something that happened 75 to 90,000 years ago, and it records the lowest population that we have on record that ever exists on the planet, and it's as low as 1,200 to as high as 10,000. And this bottleneck happened. They don't know exactly what caused it, but something happened to cause the population to dramatically drop. And it went as low as 1,200 to as high as 10,000. But it has never been recorded lower than 1,200 people to ever walk on this planet at a given time. And this particular bottleneck happened, like I said, 75 to 90,000 years ago.
How did we measure that? The people.
And that piece I can't tell you.
Those numbers. I mean, when we're talking about finite numbers, we're not talking about infinity or anything like that, absolute numbers that have a finite amount. How do we know that those figures are particularly accurate?
I subscribe to peer review, and these are peer review studies that I'm quoting to you. So these are tests that have been done all across the world in different countries by different scientists, and they all agree on this on these datings. And
Okay.
so in peer review work, I'm pretty sure you know what peer review is.
Yes.
Some people don't take offense to that.
No, that's okay. No. Like I say, I didn't know that bottleneck thing. I'm happy to say I don't know something if I don't, because
Absolutely.
pretending just leaves me in an argument that I don't know what you're talking about and I lose.
Oh yeah.
Like I say, I don't know everything, and
You would
and
think it
I
would be
don't know.
common sense that most people thought that way, but they don't.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you can't know it all. I mean, you could have 16 doctorates, and there'd still be over a Google things you don't know. So
Yeah, I agree. And there's a lot I don't know. A lot I know, but there's a lot more that I don't know.
oh yeah, the same with everybody, huh?
Absolutely.
Hey,
Now,
I
some
know
people,
something I don't know. What is this thing right here that says 0 by Tom, and the one up here that says 30 by David?
Oh,
What
I
is
think
that?
I know what it is. I had to ask somebody the same question. I think what it is it's I think it displays on how do I say this, on how much you give. You know, like how like I can send you roses right now or a galaxy or something, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think.
I
Yeah.
think that number has to do with how much you give
Yes, you're correct. You've received 30 gifts.
or
You
something
gave
like
me
that.
30 gifts, David?
I don't know. I'm not really that great with
No,
TikTok.
no,
I'm still
someone,
trying to
no,
figure it out.
no. Someone gave him 30 gifts.
Oh,
Oh, David got 30 gifts. Where's my
Yes,
30
really? I
gifts?
wonder when.
you
I hope
Why's
I can
received
David
it.
cash
getting all
it.
the presents?
I hope
You
I can
received.
cash them in. Is that
Uh,
now in this whole live?
no, no. You have to go through a process. You have to have a PayPal account to cash them out. You can cash them out through PayPal.
Oh no,
Uh,
I don't do that. I just convert them back to coins and just give them to people.
that's what I do as
I
well.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not real. I mean, what are you gonna do? Take out 30 or 40 bucks? Like, what's that gonna do?
You get 30
But
bucks on here?
there's people who make a living on
Oh, like
there,
$30.
man. But no, apostate. When you end the live, it usually tell you the amount of gifts that you received and who gave them.
Oh, yeah, it does say that, yeah.
It should. I don't know if there's a way that you can look at your gifts while you're live. I'm not sure about that piece.
Oh no, there
Hmm.
is actually. Wait,
Please
I
tell us,
got
David.
here. Wait, exchange from live reward. Okay, my eyes. Hold on. Exchange from live rewards 13 gives me 12 coins. Recharge. I'm not gonna recharge. I don't play that. Give me a credit card and I'm gonna spend money on people. That's ridiculous. I'm not gonna spend money on people. So exchange
Yeah,
completed.
yeah.
So I had some exchanges reached 600. Well, now I still have 11. I don't have any more. What a weird. I don't know, but I
Yeah, I don't
guess
know.
you
I was just
can.
curious. I'm trying to learn more about how this works and how to help myself out here because
Oh yeah, bro. If you have any
I don't know
questions, ask me.
squat about this shit, dude.
Yeah, I'm not too much better. I'm not too much better. I just
Like
know
one
that.
time, I actually got like a title to come up behind me without this background, and I have no freaking clue how I ever managed that.
Yeah, there's. Well, one thing you have to understand about when you give people gifts, okay? They have check this out. They have gifts you can give people that are a penny. They're all noted as a coin, and a coin equals a penny. So you can give someone something for a penny, 5 pennies, a nickel, or 50 cents, or $1, or $10, or $20, or $30, or $46. So you can actually give someone a sticker that they is worth $46.
If you
I
want to
would
see me
never.
cry, somebody give me $46. I'll bust out like a fucking baby. Hell, it makes me emotional that somebody would give me a penny on here for doing this.
I think the biggest present you can give is called live TikTok, and I saw 2 of them today, and I thought to myself, who the would send that to? But I guess that's cool. But it's the biggest. I think is it used to be this castle. I forget what it's called, but now it's a live TikTok. It's like 40, 45, 999 45,999 coins. So basically $46, right? I mean, 4,600
Interesting.
Before
pennies
that,
is 46.
I think it was the Galaxy. Before that was the biggest gift. I don't think I don't
Well,
think that's the
it
biggest
depends
one.
what kind of a galaxy. No, this is a TikTok. I think there's a difference between the galaxy and a TikTok galaxy. A regular galaxy is 1,000 points, and that is obvious. Well, 1,000 pennies, and that is obviously $10.
Hmm.
So I mean, you can go
Damn,
down
that's a lot of
and
money.
I mean, you have and you see, you can put on like glasses on people. That's 200 pennies, and then you go down, and all of a sudden you get these things that are like 400 pennies, and then okay, no, I think the biggest is yes, it's TikTok live, and it's 44,999 pennies.
Damn.
And I'm looking at all of it to make sure I'm right, and they do change things. But I think if this exact will, you can send a castle fantasy for 20,000 pennies. I mean, flying jets for 5,000. You can. I mean, they have literally like probably 100 stickers you can choose from. It's amazing. It really is.
Holy crap, that is cool. Well, maybe
Yeah.
one day I'll be influential enough. Somebody will give me a hat
Yeah.
or put glasses on me.
Here, hey, dude, look. You got roses. So next time you go somewhere, all you have to do is cash those stupid little dumb roses in, and you'll have 7 roses. And when you cash
Oh,
it
wow.
in, you'll learn how to do it in the future, and you will automatically now have set like 7 roses you can give to somebody. I didn't do it because it's a lot of money or to try and impress anybody. No, 7 cents doesn't impress anybody. But what I'm saying
It
is,
impresses me.
now that you've gotten the gift, you can play with it, and I don't know. It's just easy.
Well, shit, I
Do what you
appreciate the hell
can.
out of
You're
that, man.
smart. You seem smart.
Well,
I'm sure you'll figure it
I
out.
try.
You're smart. You'll get it.
I've
You're
made it
smart.
this far, I guess. I'll say that for myself.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you, man. I appreciate all the conversation here.
Oh
Do you
yeah,
have
yeah.
any more
And like I
debatable
know,
topics you want to talk about, or like? I mean, I know it's not debatable that you talk to Jesus, and like, right?
yeah.
We
I
ain't gonna
mean,
get nowhere with that one. So
yeah, because that's like a yeah. I mean, I can't prove that I did. You can't. Yeah, I know. You know what? I will bow out only on the fact that it's 3:10 on my end, and I could think of a couple things that I really like to talk about, but they're a forever subject. They really are like something that just never ending. Nobody agrees on them. You have half the people say yes, half the people say. It's just one of those things. It's like religion. Nobody's ever going to agree on it. And those are the only 2 things else that I could come up with. But
yeah, that's why I try to stay away from personal experience. There's just not much of a debatable point there.
exactly. Well, I will let you go, my
But
friend. I followed you because you're cool. I mean, we don't have to agree on everything, do we?
oh, thanks so much, but no, of course not. I don't know why
No.
people get. I mean, I guess I understand, but I'll at the same time, I'll never really understand why people can't just have a damn conversation, even if it's contentious. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you
we're
just
probably both crazy to each other, so we're even, in my opinion. Like,
probably, who knows? The thing is, I don't know. The unfortunate thing is we'll probably both go to our graves, including the other gentleman that's on here who's listening. We'll all go to our graves and we'll probably never know the answer to the question of how human beings really got on Earth. We can have our guesses and all that, but will we really know? I hope we do. I hope someone figures it out. I'm
yeah,
not
me
smart
too.
enough.
Like,
and
there's a
neither
lot
are
of
you.
excavations I would like to see before I die, but if they do it right, it's never going to happen. It's going to take them another 200 years.
That
Yeah.
is true.
So I just got to make my peace with that, you know.
What's the
I
shirt you're
see.
wearing, Apostate?
Do what?
What is that on your shirt? What's the image on your shirt? Oh, okay. Okay, I've been trying to make it out.
Yeah, it's from a Japanese artist, dude. I'm not even sure. I got it at the GameStop because it was $5.
Yeah.
I'm a cheapo. I have no fashion, dude. I'm not into jewelry. I've never gave a fuck about diamonds or gold. I buy cheap
I'm the
clothes
same
from
way.
Walmart, and that's just
I buy everything from Walmart except my shoes. Shoes are the one thing that you do never go cheap on your shoes. Those are your feet. Don't ever buy shoes at Walmart. They're crap. I don't
I
care what
hear you,
anybody
dog.
says. I mean, shoes. You can get a good pair of shoes for $60. That's all you need to spend.
Yeah.
But and that's the only thing I care about. Other than that, I shop at Walmart for everything. I could care less. You know?
Yeah, I ain't
I'm
trying
just
to
saying.
be. I ain't trying to be cool enough to buy an $80 T-shirt. Like, I'm just not that
No,
cool.
I just
No.
say it because you said it. Well, I will bid you gentlemen farewell and have a good night.
Have a good
gentlemen.
one, Mr. David.
Thank you,
Thank
David.
you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I wish everybody we talked to was that rational,
Yeah,
or
you
at least
get
capable. No, you don't even have to be rational. Just be capable of having an actual conversation.
you get a good many of them over time, but you get to go through a lot too sometimes, unfortunately. So
Well, I think the way I try to make it too about the way I talk to people personally and revoke that. That's why I try not to be antagonistic at all or anything. I try to keep people in the conversation. You know what I mean? Like, the second you start telling somebody slinging out cuss words and stuff, you're going to make them back down. And That's why I try to be nice on this subject and
I usually
coax
meet
everybody
you.
out.
I am the type of person that I meet you with the atmosphere you presenting me with. If you come at me arrogant, I'm gonna come at you arrogant.
I try to like. I'm actually pretty ashamed of myself the way I handled that one guy I got so mad at the other night. I don't know
Mhm.
what it was. There was just something about the way he said that specific sentence that triggered me that bad. But I'm pretty ashamed of the way I handled that. I wish I wouldn't have.
Well,
So
even me, I'm the same way. I sometimes when I do it, I like. I wish I'd have handled that a little better, or a little bit differently. So I don't think you're not the only one. But in that same notion, I already know that I'm going to do it again because I don't mix with arrogant people. I just don't mix with them. I clash with them instantly.
yeah, that's just like I said. I'm just ashamed of myself. That's not how I want to handle these things. Like if somebody's being silly, like I just want to give them a silly debate that they deserve. You know what I mean? Not be, not be like that. Like motherfucker, yeah. I don't like that. I don't like feeling like that. I don't like being mad about shit. Like I'm a happy person. I like to stay happy, even
Oh,
in
well, I can go there and still
contentious
be happy.
situations.
Uh, Me and you, I can do that, and me and you can still be good friends and go out and drink a beer together. I mean, they don't they don't
Yeah,
make
for
me,
real.
yeah. But conversations, depending on them, are going to carry emotions, and sometimes they get
Yeah,
intermixed. And
especially in these subjects. That's why I try
yeah,
to handle it delicately too,
so I
because I
mean,
get it.
just because people got a big issue with cuss words for some reason, and well, I mean, I know why. We ain't gonna go there, but it's just language. The only reason that
Right.
you know, the only reason that you think it's foul language is because somebody that lived before you said it was, and you believe it. It's just language.
Well, I think it's too. I think it all comes down to what I call the golden rule of conversation, and that's that in general, people don't care what you say; they care how you say it. I think that
This is
holds
true.
true for the most part. So,
That is very true. And you bring up a good point, Prostate. I can say that you are the nicest, most kind, giving person that I've ever met. But if I say it in the right way, you won't even know I insulted you.
oh yeah, yeah. It's
So,
like when you're talking to a dog, you can be
mhm,
like, "Oh, I love you." You're saying "I
mhm.
love you," but you're screaming. They're going to be scared. But if you say, "Oh, I want to unalive you and torture you to death," all cute, it's going to sit there and wag its tail. You know what I'm saying? Like same difference, same difference.
Yeah, same difference. Exactly. Yep, absolutely.
But all
I
right,
do
let's see
agree.
what time it is. What time do I start again? 1:30. I've still got a little while. I mean, I'm not really tired yet either. So I'll tell you what, I'll give it a few more minutes here. Let's see if we can maybe like and share and get one more Christian up in here to talk to, perhaps. That would be great. And if not, I will shut this down and I will probably fire it back up around 8 or 9 o'clock this morning. Mondays, I don't know what it is about Mondays, but Mondays seem to be a really good day to stream for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, but that one Monday I stayed on like I had more people than ever that was popping up, like tons of guests. There was like 6 people waiting at one point in my guest thing. I've never had that many just sitting around.
Is that the day that I come in right on the ass end when you was closing?
Actually, I don't think so. It might have been a little earlier
Okay.
than that. I think it was the time I talked to that lady called Bloopers for like 3 hours. She was crazy.
Uh, yeah, I'll go through and check your YouTube and see if if I missed you or something. I'll go through and watch and see what the live
Yeah,
was about.
yeah, that was the one that I think I titled that one on YouTube. Fire debates or something like. It was over 5 hours though. It was one of the longer ones
Yeah,
I've
I
done.
remember that. Yep, yep, I remember that. Yep, yep.
Heck yeah, that was on the back porch though instead of my screen here.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
So all
And
right, let's. I mean, certainly there's another Christian out there that wants to come talk with us
I surely would hope so.
for reals. Let me look back over some of the comments here. I don't know why it filters out some of the comments that it does.
It's something to do with your settings in your setup.
Well, I did set it to filter stuff automatically since I don't really have like moderators and shit. But I don't understand why it filters some of the ones that it does.
I
Like this
don't
one here's
either.
filter, and it just said you said he was against organized religion, yet there are thousands of churches. Like, that's all it says. Like, that's not bad. Like, I don't
You,
understand why that one's filtered.
there's a particular word in there that it's picking up on, and I couldn't tell you which one it would be because I'm like you. I don't see nothing wrong with that statement.
Churches? Organized religion? I don't know.
It's picking up on something that a single word or maybe the way that it's worded or so. I don't know how it works, but I was told it was through words. If it had a single word in there that their database deemed as harmful is how it does, but I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, the way I read that was that it says words that were previously flagged for some reason.
Oh, okay.
So apparently one of these words in here got flagged for some reason, and it's. Well, I mean, I don't know why. I'll,
I
I'll
got a
never
friend.
understand some of what how TikTok thinks.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm gonna be with you on some of it as well. Got a good friend of mine. He goes by the name of Finkeldorf on here, and
Oh yeah, he follows me, I think.
yeah, he's a good old boy. He good critical thinker. But almost every time he types something in the chat, it censors it out. It's horrible to him. Horrible. He's I
I can
can't never
picture
say
that.
shit, man.
He says somebody's name's Satanist Sailor. That's fucking awesome.
Satan the sailor.
No, it says Satanist Sailor, which is
Satan.
fucking cool. I'm assuming he's some sort of shipwright or ship hand
I
or
would put
something,
more into it. Yeah, he's
but
into it or
also
something.
like Satan, so that's cool. Well, we'll see. Let's see. I'll tell you what. I'll give it about 10 more minutes here and see if we get anybody that wants to come up for debating conversation. If not, I'm gonna shut her down. I'm gonna do some more research for my pyramid stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I think
yeah,
that'll be a fun one. The more I talk about it, the more hyped up I get on it. But I
yeah.
just hope it don't mess up my rhythm, like, because I'm starting to actually build a good following now. Like every time I do a live, I'll get 5, 10 new followers every time now. And I
Yeah,
don't want to be for the wrong ones.
yeah. No, I got you. Hopefully it, it won't do anything like that. You know, it may depend on how often you do it. You know, if you do one here and there, maybe not so much. Maybe I don't know, but
Yeah, I wish I understood their algorithms better. Like I don't really mind it so much, like mixing it up a tad, but like I said, I'm just kind of worried that it'll algorithm because I know one of the things that gets pushed is staying consistent with your
just
content.
yeah. Unfortunately, you're right.
Yeah, so I don't know. That's the only thing that worries me about it. But I really want to talk about that stuff too because it's also like I've been obsessed with history my whole freaking life, man. Like I know a little bit about everything. Like I could probably be some sort of teacher if I wanted to,
You
in
know,
some regards.
something I run by. I don't know if you want to mess with. I mean, it's a little aggravating, but it ain't like super aggravating. But you could
Hey,
make
Godless.
you make you a new email, and you could do a second TikTok account on here and do that on that do that specific thing on that TikTok.
That's actually a pretty good suggestion. Well, I don't know. Having more, I don't know, man. I
That's
actually
what I'm
like
saying.
that idea, but
It's
I
a
don't like
little
the idea of
aggravating.
having to run two different pages.
That's what I'm saying. It's a little aggravating, but so. But anyway, I thought I'd offer it up as a thought. Anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I actually feel like I'm growing now. Like, dude, I started off with 11 followers, and that was like 11 people that I actually knew, right? And I'm like over
Okay.
250 now, so that's pretty good, I think,
Hell
for
yeah.
for a couple months.
Hell yeah, for sure, no doubt. I think you go.
Better than I thought I would do.
I think you'll grow pretty good, man. You're a chill guy. You conduct yourself well. You know what you're talking about on the topic that you're doing. You engage well. From what I've seen, you engage really well. You actually engage better than I do. Sometimes I lose my shit way quicker than you do with certain people. Uh, but so yeah, I think people will take a liking to you, man.
Well, I hope so, man. It's hard to picture in my own head, but I mean, I guess the little bit of growth that I do have so far will somewhat reflect that. I think ultimately I'm trying to embody what people want to see, but at the same time, it might be one of those things people say they want to see, but they actually don't.
No, I got you. Yeah. That's a friend of mine down there, Godless. That's a friend of mine as well.
Oh, cool, cool. Oh, well, thank you for the follow then, Godless. We still got a little room for some Christians to come up and talk here. I got a little bit of time I can throw in. Oops, crap. But yeah, like, I watch a lot of other debate stuff, right?
Hmm.
And like, I like having different people because it gets redundant because same people have, they use the same arguments, which is what I do. That's why I kind of want to figure out, I don't know how I'm going to solve the problem of being redundant and keeping people retained for long periods of time, to me specifically.
To be
So,
honest, don't harp too hard on that because you always gonna have new guests coming up, and even though your part is kind of redundant, what they like to see is you correct. I'm gonna be honest with you. They like to see anybody who is not a Christian, and this just goes both ways. They love to see the Christian be proved wrong.
right.
So even though your part is redundant, the other person is going to be kind of redundant here and there. They're going to say similar stuff, right? But the point is that you're making that Christian look incorrect too, and that's what a lot of them are actually watching for. They love for you to show them that they're incorrect in the book that they believe in.
Well, that's good. Maybe I'll just keep trying to do that then. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm getting more into myself too, like figuring out the whole thing here. So I'm still learning myself. Uh, I think I'm a good culmination of like all the really good debaters and stuff I've been watching for the last decade. Like I'm all of them put together. Like so
I
maybe
got you.
that's what's cool. What's cool about me? Like
Well, I just think you got a good personality, man. To be honest, that's what pulled me into you. The first time I come across was you just got a real chill, cool vibe, personality, man.
I do have that. I'm a chill person. Yeah.
I can see me and you hanging out together on the back porch drinking a few beers. You know what I'm saying? That's something I can envision.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I am cool to hang out with. Not too boring.
I hear that.
I don't bring up
Or
weird
like you
shit.
said, go fishing or something like that, right? I mean, I can actually see that, right? So I can see me connecting with you in a personal way. You got
Hell
you
yeah.
got the kind of personality that I connect with.
I do like fishing.
We were talking about that the other day. One of these
That's
days, me
cool.
and my cousin, he went. I didn't get to go with him, and he said he loved it. He fished off the pier down there in Myrtle Beach, and I didn't get to go. Things fell through on my end, but hopefully next year I'll be able to go with him.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I love saltwater fishing, man. This shit is fun.
And that's what it could be. It would definitely be saltwater fishing.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I thought about doing deep sea fishing, but I don't know if I want to get out there and get all sick and shit.
Well, you never know. You might not be one of the people that gets seasick.
Yeah, that's a possibility. They say that
I
shit's
mean, you just
rough
gotta
out there.
try it. Like you either will or you won't. You know what I mean?
That's true. You got to take the risk to find out, right?
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, you can pop you one of them Dramamines. You'll be
Yeah,
fine.
they say they work. Yeah, they say them things actually do work.
Yeah, they do. There's a lot of people who get seasick that take cruises all the time. They just put on the little patch thing. They're straight.
Hmm. Yeah,
So I mean, even
that
if it does make you sick, you can just take medicine or whatever.
yeah. No, I got you. Yeah, for sure. But I talked to some people who've done it, and they say it's barrels of fun, man. They said they had so much fun out there deep sea. They said the fights that you have, they're very long. It takes a while to get the bitches to come in, and the fights just intense. It's just hella fun. Just hella fun.
It is. It's amazing. And if it wasn't so god dang expensive, I would do it all the freaking time.
Mm.
Oh
Yeah,
man, there ain't nothing like saltwater fishing, man. Like it is freaking amazing. It's so fun.
yeah, I can imagine that equipment is pretty expensive.
Yeah, I mean, if you do like a 8 hour offshore fishing trip that you signed up for, I mean, they'll cost you $1,000, $1,200. Like it's a
Woo,
lot.
jeez. Yeah.
Sometimes more. Plus, you got to tip give the captain and the deckhand a fucking tip too.
No shit, right?
Pretty
Yeah,
wild.
unfortunately, guys, no, I hadn't been to sleep yet. I'm hoping to be able to lay down within the next maybe 4 hours.
Do you usually sleep in the mornings, Tom?
I suffer from insomnia. I don't sleep more than around 3 to 4 hours a day.
I wish I was like that.
I know you don't. Trust me, it's rough. It wears
Oh
you
shit,
down.
no, dude. Like if I lay down and I don't have nothing to wake me up, I'll sleep for 10 or 12 hours, sometimes more. Like I feel like I'm wasting my life.
It wears your body out. A lot of times you feel drained and tired, but you ain't even did nothing. It's just yeah.
Right, yeah. I guess I can picture that being a bit of I don't know. I just really, really wish I was one of those people that could function on like 3 or 4 hours of sleep every day. Because
I've
I would
been
have a lot
doing
more time to do this shit.
I've been doing this for roughly about 9 years. Been affecting me for about 9 years now. But I have to wear my body completely out. I have to wear it completely out where I'm about to fucking fall over before I can actually go to sleep.
Oh, yeah, I can picture that. This is why it's kind of dangerous, I think, for me to do this stuff like this late at night, too, because I can't just get off here and go to sleep. Like, I got to wind down. Like, I'll keep thinking about the conversations I had and shit.
Okay, I got you.
That's why I do a lot of these in the mornings and then go to work and do the regular day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm up now anyway. I slept 5 or 6 hours from like 6 o'clock this afternoon to like midnight. So I imagine I'm going to be up for a while.
I would tell you off, but missed that. It would make you.
All right, let's see.
Oh, I hear you. Okay. Absolutely. I don't wish it on no one. To be honest, I wish every blue moon when my body gets totally wore out, I can sleep for sometimes, and this is very rare, but when it happens, 6, maybe 7 hours, and I get up feeling so good, from just that little bit of sleep.
Well, that's pretty awesome. Like my grandparents never went to sleep till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and they would always be up at 6 o'clock, and they were always fine. They did that every day for as long as I can remember. I just wish that was me. That would be great. But it's
Even
not,
though
unfortunately.
even though I always had the morning shift, we had to get up at 5 o'clock every morning, kind of thing, right? I
Yeah.
never did. I never was. God, I sucked at getting up, man. I hated getting up early in the mornings. I hated it.
Yeah, I'm used to it now, but I'd get up with the kids, take the kids to school and all that shit.
How
But
long you been
anyway,
married? Can
let's
I
see.
ask?
I've been married 12 years. August made 12 years, yeah.
Nice, man. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, thank you. That's all right. I got a good one.
Yeah, I got fortunate too. She held out. We've been married a little over 30 years.
Dang, yeah, that's awesome. We actually get along really good though. We hardly ever
So,
fight. We hardly ever even have disagreements. But she's
same
super
here.
hot. Like we're both attracted to each other, so that helps too.
Hey, I hear that, bro. I hear that. Absolutely. Oh, that's
Yeah, my
always a
wife's got
plus.
like she's one of the small thin ones with the. It's pretty nice, yeah.
Absolutely. My wife, I'm tall. She's short. She ain't but 4'10", like 125 pounds soaking wet. But I look, people say, "Yo, I look weird. You fuck," 'cause I'm 6 foot, so I look like a giant compared to her.
Yeah, that's a pretty good bit taller. Yeah.
It ain't shit compared to some of these young boys today. Some of these young boys today, them motherfuckers come out 6'5", 6'6". I'm like, shit, what the hell y'all eating? Damn.
I hear ya. Do you follow the Godless Engineer, Tom?
Godless engineer. That doesn't sound familiar, no.
Oh, he's pretty famous. He's on the one of the guys, but he's having a. I'm here in North Alabama next year in Huntsville. He's putting on like a what do you call it? Like a reason or rationality conference or whatever. But there's going to be a ton of people here apparently. I was just
Mm,
curious if you had seen that.
I haven't. Do me a favor and show me his live or information from him, and I'll definitely check him out.
Yeah, that's cool. He does a lot of the mythicism arguments.
Okay. Yeah, I'd look. Yeah. I'd really love to see him argue one of those. That would be interesting.
He did about an hour-long interview with me when I was at the NanoCon that I got on my YouTube channel, but you can't hear it very good because we was in this restaurant thing, so I think that fucked up
Damn.
the quality of the recording, unfortunately.
Yeah, that sucks. Me and my boy, we usually, well, we don't usually, but a lot of times we'll try to go to the Comic Cons that come around because he's in the comic books and shit.
Oh, yeah.
Excuse me. And we'll go to the Comic Cons and stuff. Sometimes he'll dress up, sometimes he doesn't, you know. But they're fun, man. We enjoy those things.
Hell yeah. Yeah, those are fun. NanoCon was a blast, man. Like, it's so cool that so many different people are all just cool as shit. Nobody gives a fuck about what color anybody's hair is or where anybody's putting their PPs or not. Like, it's a great thing. It's a great thing.
Yeah. Seems like
Atheists are the best. We're the coolest. We got the best punch and best pie, and we're the least judgmental. Like, I wanted to tell that lady earlier, like, you should be an atheist because we're the ones that actually, well, some Christians accept gay people too, but like, we're the actual accepted ones. We're the ones who understand. Like, we care about
No, I
your
agree with
pronouns
you.
to some
Yeah,
degree.
I definitely understand what you're saying on that, and I agree with you on that too. For the most part, you know, there's always exceptions, of course, right?
Right.
But that's been my experience through all the time I've been doing this. Most of the time, the
Oh
atheist.
shit, we might have another guest here. What does that say? Mana
That's
Dixter.
Butterfield.
Hopefully
That's a friend of
I
mine.
said that one. I was way off shit. Oh, so this ain't no like Christian.
No,
No.
I'm friendly.
Oh, well, what's up, man?
Hey. Yeah,
How
I
you doing,
am
man?
Time knows me.
Oh,
So
cool.
How's your morning going?
good. I woke up early. I guess the time change really made me feel, because I had that extra hour. I started to feel tired like earlier in the night, and then I went to sleep too early, and so it made me wake up early.
Hey,
I hadn't been able to
Hell
take
yeah.
advantage of that extra hour you were supposed to get because my time clock is all off.
damn.
Yeah, same here.
Uh,
So I
But
don't reckon you have a debatable topic here.
Let's see here. A debate and atheist Christians hijacked the old. Oh, absolutely, they hijacked the Old Testament. They culturally appropriated it. God is, well,
You're a Bible
God is a
scholar?
horrible deity. But I will say this. If you look at it, if you look at the horrible things that are done in the Old Testament, the one reason that he's not as horrible from their position in comparison to the Christian position is the Christians think that all decisions that God makes are righteous, whereas the Jewish people do not think that all the decisions that God makes are righteous. They think that God is fallible, just as fallible as they are as humans, and that's why they have a Talmud where they argue whether certain things that God ordered was good or bad. And because they argue that, they actually did change a lot of the ways of the Jewish culture, because they learned from the mistakes of them and they learned from the mistakes of God. And so when God says unalive people in the Old Testament, they were one of the first cultures to during the 4th century to really be anti-violence and anti-war, because they learned from the mistake that the Old Testament had taught them. And then as far
Yeah,
as
they were on the receiving end of that a bunch of
yeah,
times.
right. And then as far as slavery, they were one of the first cultures also in the 4th century during in the Mediterranean when they were scattered to Spain and Italy and other places in the Mediterranean. Most of that culture decided to be anti-slavery as well during the 4th century, and by the 13th century they pretty much had wiped it out. And then it wasn't until they went to America, these European Jewish people went to America, that suddenly slavery became normative, and they re-emerged with that particular area because they needed to do business, and unfortunately, to do business in the South with other businessmen who were not Jewish, they basically had to fit in, and they owned slaves because of it. But yeah, I mean, So
Well, the book's okay with that at least.
problem with the Christian stance is when you think that every decision is righteous, then it gives you a justification to continue the bad behavior that God talked about in the Old Testament because you think that there's a righteous reason for it to happen. And that's what Christians did. They crystallized every decision that God made as fully righteous, which gave them an excuse to continue bad behavior.
I agree. Made it like about like divine command theory, basically, right? Oh, no. Yeah, that's scary shit.
So
somebody said here you're a Bible scholar. Is that true?
I am. I'm a 32-year biblical scholar.
Oh, great. I actually have a good biblical question I would like to bounce off of you.
Sure.
Let me get to it. Luke chapter 19. The parable of 10 minas, or 10 pounds, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm seeing a dual meaning here. There's two meanings that make sense to me, but for some reason I don't like that it has a dual meaning. So maybe I'm trying to get it down to one.
Yeah. I think that the meaning might actually be because of a contextual nature of a few of the words in those passages. If I'm remembering correctly, it's 4:00 in the morning. I don't have my Bible in front of me, but can you read me the passage so I can remind myself?
Yeah, it's the one. It makes sense in two ways to me. Like, it makes sense that it's kind of about the second coming because the ruler is like going away and then he's coming back again and then judging like the slaves for what they had and stuff. But it also makes sense contextually that this is about Jesus himself being this king that he's fulfilling in this role in this chapter. So I'm trying to if it has two meanings, I guess I got to stay with that. But I don't like using stuff with dual meanings to argue about because you can just flip it to the other meaning when I say it means this too. You know what I mean?
I think the thing is that you have to understand that there's retelling of stories throughout the Bible. If you look at it, going back to Old Testament, I'll give you an example. If you look at the story of Enoch, and then you look at the story of Ezekiel, the same story. It's just being retold.
Yeah.
What people tend to do is they try to say that one particular thing that's happening in present sounds a lot like a particular historical event, and they'll show the order, they'll show the rationale of how it compares and contrasts, and so there is sort of a double entendre going on there when they do that. But that's because people in the ancient time looked for patterns like that. And we know now in science that there's a thing where people look for patterns, right? They look for patterns because it gives them a sense of nostalgia, it gives them a sense of history, because if they can say there's a pattern going on right now in the United States. We have compared and contrast that the two very archaeological the two very architectural things that were made by Mustache Man during the time of his reign was a ballroom and a arch that he built. And now we're finding out that the current president's two architectural events that he's doing right now is a ballroom and an arch. So we make the contrast that, look, this sounds a lot like what Mustache Man did. We're comparing and contrasting through history, right? And it's not necessarily that it's exactly the same thing, but it looks like history is repeating itself, and so they'll make that contrast. I think that here in Luke, that's exactly what Luke is doing. Luke is showing you that there's a current event that is happening that sounds a lot like how Jesus would have done something, and they're making that comparison. They're making that comparison and contrast right there. That's what Luke is doing.
I have a video on my page about this that it's not too far back. It's only like 2 or 3 back, and it breaks all this down. If you would like to look at it, Apostate.
Yeah, that would be great, actually. Yeah, I'll see what you got to say. Do you think it has a double meaning too, then, Tom?
It's very possible. Yeah, it's very possible. There's a king. I can't think the king's name. It's in the video. My memory slips his name, but he actually goes to Rome to receive his kingship. It's actually a governorship,
Hmm.
but this king is not liked by his people. They don't want him to rule over them. And when he comes back, he unalives 3,000 of them that rise up that didn't want him to rule. And this is what Jesus, well, what the writer is doing is comparing this to Jesus. And he's saying, even though this king, how vile and vicious and unrightful he was, he demanded obedience. How much more worse will it be for you when the only rightful king, Jesus, comes?
Yeah, I think Jesus is putting himself in that tyrannical position there, personally.
Mhm.
And I say that because this whole point
Mm,
of this chapter and the prophecy that Jesus is fulfilling is literally about a king, like a king that's
no,
coming.
it's not that he's putting. It's not that Luke is putting him in a tyrannical position. It's Luke is saying, listen, if people can, if this can happen with this king that is all tyrannical, right? And you're and this particular position that with this tyrannical king is difficult, then when you compare it to somebody like Jesus who isn't tyrannical, then why do you make it as difficult as you do to follow him when there are people that followed this tyrant, right? So these comparing and
Well,
contrasting for the purposes of saying, listen, it's this guy is really difficult, right? But we're saying that Jesus is not as difficult to follow. So why are people making the following of Jesus a difficult task when it doesn't need to be?
oh, okay. So yeah, I do have okay, we have a little bit different interpretation of this. That makes sense now that you've said that. So here's the way I'm looking at this whole parable that he's telling here. So Jesus is thinking of himself as the one who's fulfilling this role of the coming king, right? That's why he tells him to get the donkey to fulfill this prophecy of this
Right,
coming
right,
king,
right,
right?
right.
So, and it even says right at the start of the parable, it says, as they were listening to this, he went on to tell a parable because he was near Jerusalem and because they supposed that the kingdom of God was to appear immediately. So, I think this is Jesus telling this parable because he wants people to understand what kind of king he's about to be. And at the
Mm-hmm.
very end of the parable, it ends with him saying, anyone who will not accept me as this ruler, bring them before me and slaughter them in my presence. So I think Jesus is literally saying, this is what needs to happen when I am this king. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I say that because Jesus is literally trying to fulfill this role of this coming king.
Well,
Like
you
he even
also have to
says,
understand the position of the prophecy that is trying to be fulfilled here. He's
right,
ta-
Zechariah.
when he's talking about who he's going to slaughter and slay. He's not talking about he's not talking just about the Jewish people. He's talking about the fact that as to fulfill this prophecy, the way that it needs to be fulfilled, there needs to be slaughter that happens because the ruler, the Mashiach, who finds his way into the middle of town in the kingdom, has to be somebody who slaughters the enemy.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the fundamental misunderstandings that the New Testament has of that actual prophecy.
Right. It has to be somebody who has driven off the opposition. And the problem is the second he went into town on that donkey, he wasn't in that position. He hadn't done that. And so
Right.
that's why he didn't actually fulfill that prophecy. It was an attempt to fulfill a prophecy, but the people who were encouraged to help him fulfill that prophecy really didn't understand the full nature of the prophecy, because the person riding that donkey into town, according to the Old Testament prophecy, had to be somebody that already had won a war against
Right,
the
victorious.
Romans, and he hadn't. And
Yeah, and
Jesus
it says
hadn't done that.
he has to command peace to the entire world
Right,
too, right?
exactly. And Jesus hadn't done that yet, so that's a problem. That's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
the
He
Jewish
even weeps
people.
over Jerusalem and
Right.
blames them. He says, "You did not recognize what makes for peace." So
Hmm.
Jesus is saying it's their fault that they didn't recognize and want peace in Him.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm saying that's why I think Jesus is speaking reciprocally here in this parable
Yeah.
about his enemies, but I don't think in the actual prophecy that you even need to slaughter anybody. That's why I'm saying I think this is,
Oh,
well,
you
not
would, but
Jesus's,
it
but
wouldn't be other Jewish people. It would be the slaughtering
well,
of
it just says enemies, and
right
it
enemies,
just,
right.
yeah, it just says
And the
these
enemy
enemies
in
of
this
mine who
case
did not want me to
would have
rule
been the
over them,
Roman
bring them
would have
here
been
and
the
have
Roman
slaughter them
rule.
in my presence. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
enemy in this case would have been those in Roman rule. I mean, look at back at the Jesus.
Or maybe
Jesus'
anybody against
character.
Christianity or Jesus's message, though, right?
Well, if you look back at the other messianic attempts by other people, like Simon of Perea or Judas of Maccabeus, right? These were people that were before Jesus who had claimed to be Hamashiach, and
Right.
and they were warriors. They literally tried to start wars and slaughter people. The Maccabean Revolution was a huge war that basically erupted between the foreign rule and the Jewish kingdom 160 years before Jesus was born. And then Simon of Perea only died or unalived just 4 years before Jesus was born. So Simon of Perea unalived in a conflict between him and the Romans. And what's funny about him is his followers made the claim that he would rise again in 3 days if the Romans slaughtered him. So when the Romans slaughtered him, Simon of Perea, they caught the whole entire group in a semicircle of cliffs, and they couldn't escape. So that's how they got slaughtered. And when they slaughtered Simon of Perea, they left his body in that semicircle of cliffs and guarded the entrance and exit from that cliff circle, and they let his body rot for 3 weeks because they wanted to prove that he would not rise again in 3 days.
Ooh, that makes sense. It says this thing. I just had a little notification here in the comments that said Darth Dawkins joined us.
Oh Lord.
That's the real one too. I checked him out.
Yeah, that guy's he's awful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care for him either, but well, I don't know what his stance is. I've never heard him argue about the Bible.
I've left rooms when him and No Degree come in the room. There's two people I just won't, because it's just
yeah. I don't care for much of his stuff either, but I don't know. Maybe he's willing to talk about the Bible.
Weird. No Degree's weird. He'll come in if you don't address him right away, like he's important or something. He'll leave. He's weird.
Yeah.
He's a weird guy.
Yeah, it is
He's
strange.
a guy. What the hell?
I don't know. Maybe he'll. I don't know. I wonder if he would come up and talk to us sometime. He joined up on Justin's show one time, but he didn't. It was the same thing you said. He didn't last long. He just kept saying, "If you're gonna be an asshole, I'm just gonna leave." It was just like, well, just what I'm saying here.
Justin will bitch slap him, bro.
Yeah, he did. He didn't last long on the show. He didn't. I thought it was funny though. I saw him one time. He followed me, and I was like, I wonder if this is like Facebook, where it's like Elon Musk is following me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked on his thing. It was actually him. He was talking in a live. So interesting.
But yeah.
But anyway, enough on Darth Dawkins. But yeah, I bring up this parable all the time to show that Jesus isn't the people or the dude people think he was, based on the last line of that parable there. But
well,
I don't know. I was just trying to narrow it down more because it makes sense to me in at least a couple ways.
He knew the history of the previous warriors who had to fight to make that thing happen, and so when he's talking about slaughtering, he's literally talking about the enemy, and the enemy in this case would have been the Roman rule. And we know that other people who had made the claim of being Messiah literally had to start fights. They literally had to start conflict, and Jesus never did that. But he is saying here that he would have to start a conflict. And of course, this is happening right before he finally gets crucified, simply because he is starting to become more of a zealot in the nature that he applies things. You know, he's starting to overturn tables in front of the temple, and he's starting to, call out the betrayal of the Pharisees. He's calling out the fact that they are getting money under the table from the Romans in order to keep the Messianic revolution down. because this whole period from 160 from 200 years before Jesus all the way to slightly after Jesus is what the Jewish people called the messianic movement. It was a movement to gain their freedom from foreign rule.
Right. Yeah, I'm shocked they took the Book of Maccabees out of the canon of the Old Testament here.
Well, it
I
shows
say
too
that all
much.
the time.
It shows too much revolt, and they don't want to show too much revolt in the Bible when they're using the Bible as a control mechanism.
Yeah, it actually tells you what the abomination of desolation is too. So I
Right,
think that fucks
exactly.
them
And
up.
you don't want people to know that, because then they may take that and make themselves revolting against the control that they were wanting to implement. So you don't want to
Absolutely.
teach them
This,
how to be revolutionaries.
this is the same tactic King James does against the Geneva Bible.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I just feel like this is a really, really literal thing in this parable here, since he's fulfilling the role of a king, or he thinks he's literally about to be a king of the whole world, apparently. So he's telling them, as for these enemies of mine who would not accept my rule over them, bring them before me and have them slaughtered. So to me, I just really feel like he's saying, I'm going to be this king, and if anybody don't like it, this is what we're going to do with them.
You have to read. I'll tell you a really good book to read. It's by Rava Ashlan, and it is a book called Zealot: The Life and Times of Jesus. And I think it really gives a good perspective on what I think the real Jesus might have, the real story behind the person that actually existed. Because I do believe he existed, but I don't believe that 95% of the stuff said in the New Testament about that person is true. I think it's what's called epic exaggeration.
Right.
When you write an epic about somebody who's unalived, you typically exaggerate what they've done to hold them up on a pedestal. And so, when
Yeah,
they
this was an extremely common thing too. So.
yeah, absolutely. When they would write a story about Caesar after Caesar's death, they basically said that he went onto the field of battle with tens of thousands of men, and he unalived every single one of them by himself with one sword. Did that actually happen? Absolutely not. That's bullshit. But it's an epic exaggeration to try to hold him up on a pedestal.
Have you ever read Caesar's memoirs?
Hmm?
Have you ever read Caesar's memoirs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I think I'm too immature for it. Like every time he says that army charged out of the forest, but we beat them off, like I just got to stop reading at that point. He says
Oh
at
my
least three
God.
times that I can remember an army came out of the forest and charged at us, but we beat them all.
Oh, my God.
So,
That's
yeah.
hilarious.
I'm almost too immature to read history like that. Like he beat off the whole army.
You're badass. You're badass.
Yeah, it was good shit, man. Like, oh man, that's funny though.
You were talking when I came in the room. You were talking about did you go to some convention or something?
Yeah, I was at NanoCon. Yeah,
What's NanoCon?
it's kind of like a free thought atheist convention they have right outside of Nashville.
Wow. Okay. Well, I didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it's not that expensive either if you ever want to go. So it's an amazing time. There was like 500 people there on the Saturday I went, and like I said, dude, it was every type of human that you can think of in your mind was like there. But everybody was so fucking cool. Everybody was there to just say hi to everybody else, not judge you if you're a fucking Christian or not, or where you're putting your pee or what color your hair is. Like, it's an amazing time.
So they had did
Pretty
they
amazing.
have like group talks and lectures and stuff like that?
Yeah, there was a lot of like famous
Oh shit.
YouTubers.
That might be an
Matt
option.
Dillahunty's been there before. The Godless Engineer, Secular
I need to-
Rarity. Most of the guys
need
from
to really look
Atheist
into that,
Institute.
because I would love to do a lecture again. I would love to have an opportunity to. I don't do that really much anymore, and I really wish I could, because when I was lecturing before, it was on the topic of the Bible, but now as the perspective that I have now as an atheist, I would love to be able to kind of talk about, like, maybe do a lecture on deconstruction and how atheists can help other people through processes of deconstruction. That would be a cool lecture to do.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. They have them every year now, though, and they rent out the whole resort now that the place is at. So it's pretty amazing. They have like good food. They have dinners and shit. Like, but they got like different workshops. Different people
Yeah.
will talk about different things. Like, it's pretty amazing. Always have a great time. I think you can get VIP tickets for like $35 or $40 too. Like, it's not much.
Yeah, that's cheap.
Yeah, and I mean their VIP thing. You can go into like a private room where all the like content creators and stuff hang out. So you can go in there and hang out with them and eat some hors d'oeuvres and shit. It's pretty good.
I really need to start creating some content, but I waited for the longest time because I started to create content right before we got kicked, before everything shut down on TikTok. And it kind of pissed me off because I had done everything I needed to. I'm a perfectionist, so I don't do anything half-ass. I created a TikTok room, got all my stuff to make my background look good, and all the shit. Got a good mic, got a good light, all that shit. And then I do my first live, and then the next few days it's like shut down. And I'm like, shit. And then everything was up. Everything was kind of up in the air until the Oracle buyout of American TikTok, and so they were saying, well, it might shut down again, and I'm like, that I think that just passed like sometime last month, where they finally just said that they bought it, and so it's good, and we're not going to ever get shut down again. So I need to get back into the position. The problem is now is between the time that I did the first live and I had a TikTok room, and everything, we had a fire, and so we were remodeling our bedroom, our master bedroom, and we're staying in what used to be my TikTok room. We have a bed in here now, so now I've got to wait until we're through remodeling our master, so that I can turn this back from a guest bedroom into an actual TikTok room.
Oh, well, that'll be cool though. We'll look forward to that.
Mm-hmm. I'm publishing my first book in June, somewhere right around there. I'm finishing up my doctorate. I've been lecturing this whole time as a scholar with a master's degree. So I'll finish my doctorate at 52.
That's pretty good because I never even finished middle school.
52.
Yes, I'm 52.
Only 52?
Yes, you're the old one. Shut up. My husband's like, yeah, you're the old one. Remember, I'm the young and pretty one. You're the old one.
Well, heck yeah. Well, I think I hear dogs and wife waking up now, so I think I'm going to have to shut down the live here. But
okay.
It was a really freaking good one, man. Like, after you get your stuff done, come on the channel here with me, and we'll do like an interview and try to promote your book and shit.
Yeah, hopefully. I'll get it done, and maybe we'll see.
Yeah, and come to NanoCon too. That'd be awesome.
I didn't even know. Like I said, that is so cool. I didn't even know that there was an atheist convention, and in close. That's pretty close. Nashville's close. I'm living in Georgia, so that's like close. But I didn't know.
Well, they're having next October. They're going to have one in Huntsville in North Alabama here too. That's going to be really good.
Okay. Well, that's why would you do an atheist con in the middle of that is like right in the middle of almost enemy territory. It's like
you get the honey in the hornet's nest, baby.
Atheist con in Alabama.
That's right. I love it.
Well, all right. Well, I'll talk to you later.
We'll probably get protested, but have a good one. It was great meeting you, man.
Yep.
Well, Mr. Tom, you have a wonderful morning here. I'm planning on jumping back on in a little while if I actually get time. I think I will. But I've got some shit to do before then.
If I'm up and about, I'll beat back, jump back in and look around and see what's going on and what you got, what's popping for you. But other than that, you have a good day as well, man. I wish you luck in anything that you're doing today.
Well, back at you, my dog. Hopefully we'll get to jump back on here. But I appreciate the shit out of everybody coming in, sharing the life. That was awesome. Y'all make my day every time. If anybody even shows up in my lives, it tickles me shitless. I'm glad anybody at all's here.
Nah, man, you're gonna do good, man. You'll do good, man. You're like I said, man. You're a real you got a good personality about you, man. You got a good essence about you. You'll do well, man.
I do what I can. I do what I can. I do what I can.
Absolutely.
All
Enjoy
right,
your
guys.
day,
Thank
man.
y'all
Y'all
so
like it.
much. Might be around here in another 3 or 4 hours again for a while, so we'll be back. Anyway,
Later.
everybody have a good one until the next time, which might not be that long away. And I'm going to be on here for a long time, probably Tuesday too. So, all right, everybody. We'll catch y'all later.
Later.